Hello, CFA Nation, Gabe. And as I come on, Quentin the Cock, I believe, is that the Cock? Gets bowled out by Moeen Ali. What is up, people? First wicket gone. And no, that's Hendricks that just went down. South Africa versus England. And to be candid, I don't think this game even has any weight, right? Because South Africa can't get through. Australia won. Correct me in the chat if I'm right. What's up, Blobby? What's up, Varun? You know what I'm saying? A little action here. Man, guys, I wanted to try and get up for the West Indies at 3 a.m. Wasn't able to do it. You know what I'm saying? Long night for me last night. But I'm watching this game right now, and I'm trying to figure out if there's any implications. And honestly, I don't think there is, right? Australia's just through. What's up, Blobby9? But man, South Africa just gets bowled out here in the third. Well, doesn't get bowled out, but a South African player, I should say, Hendricks gets bowled out here in the third over. And, Quentin de Kock, 11 runs on 8 balls. Hendricks was struggling. 2 runs on 8 balls. He had like 3 dot balls in a row, and then Moeen Ali finally got him. So now, who do we have coming to the crease? That's Deucin, right? And he quickly is off the mark with a run. South Africa have to win by about 60-odd runs. Oh, so they do still have a chance. Interesting. I thought that they were done. I thought they actually needed the loss by the Aussies. Okay, what's up, Cyber Avatar? What's good? So that means this game still has a lot of implications. And for me, that means I'm rooting for England. England's been gangbusters, guys. England really has been gangbusters. Moeen Ali there with another dot ball. What's going on, Udral? Gabe, Bravo's last game today. I know. I so wanted to get up and watch it, but I just couldn't do it. South Africa should beat England with a big margin. Then Australia is out. Interesting. And you know what? You would think that England, I don't know, doesn't want to let Australia through. That's not how teams play. That's not how they think. At least in most sports, they don't think, oh, I'm going to lay down for this team because I don't want to let this other team through. That's just not how it works. You know what I mean? Athletes are athletes, man. Athletes want to play. My son played his last official game last night for Sierra Vista High School in football. Had a monster game, all right? He had an interception, a touchdown, like 6 tackles, 5 or 6 catches, 130, 40 yards, something crazy like that. But they lost. And, oh, there you go. A scoot shot off of Wokes, and that goes for the boundary. Runs away for a 4. But athletes want to play. And, to the last minute, he probably shouldn't have played this game. He's in the All-Star game here, Nevada versus California. They probably should have pulled him, right after halftime. You know what I mean? We kept it to, we're actually up going into halftime. And then the wheels fell off as far as our defense is concerned. And it's players just want to play, man. They don't think about, oh, if I lose this game, somebody else gets through. That's just not how things work. Beautiful ball there by Wokes. And I was interested to see, how South Africa showed up. Because I thought they still had a chance. So I actually used my clean slate. I put everybody in this game. And, the Cock, after all the controversy around him, I'm expecting him to show up. Honestly, I am. I'm expecting him to show up big. David Warner, I picked him on my other team as the captain. I'm starting to feel a little bit better about my Aussies. Is the groin finally healed? Because, David Warner's been hurt for a while and has not looked good for a while, guys. But the last 3 or 4 games, especially here in the World Cup, at least the last 2 or 3 games, he's been a monster. So if we get the old David Warner of old, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited about the Aussie squad, especially when we're talking about the Ashes. What's up, Renil? You know I was gonna be here, girl. I actually wanted to try to stream, Bravo's last international game today, but I just couldn't get up that early. That would have been like 3 a.m. for us. It hurt. It hurt. My West Indies fans, I want to have a serious conversation about the direction the team needs to go. Honestly, about the direction the team needs to go and what needs to happen for West Indies cricket to be dominant again, right? I got a thesis. Newly formed. Or I don't think it's newly formed, to be honest with you guys, because the same thing has happened in American sports. But I have a thesis newly formed pertaining to why, the West Indies aren't as dominant as they used to be. And even, other teams like Pakistan now. I mean, Pakistan's been dominant for a while, but they've won World Cups in the past or whatnot. But even more obscure teams, like what's going on with that? It does, Manny. It does hurt as a West Indies fan. Yeah. Also, Gale announced too. I had just heard about. Well, Gale unretired just to come back for this, right? So it makes sense he would retire. And Bravo retired. They need to induct more young players too. I think it is. It's that as well. I think it's that as well. Am I a New York Knicks fan? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm from the Bronx, man. I am from the Bronx. I'm from New York. I grew up there. What's up, Phil 93? What's up, Muhammad? What is going on? Let me go ahead and update this score in this very pivotal game. 21 for 4. Run rate is super low right now. 4 overs, 21 runs in the books. And, what is going to be the plan for, South Africa? Are they going to wait and then explode later on? I mean, it's you would think they wanted to put a couple up 40, 50 runs here in the power play, but right now through 4 overs, they've only got 20 runs. I mean, they got wickets in hand. The middle over is usually where teams have been getting choked. So it's interesting that they're taking this slow approach, knowing that they need to win by 63 runs. Very interesting. So 21 with a loss, and we are now in the 5th over. 4 overs are in the books, guys. Moeen Ali back in the attack and gives up. I think they got 2 there. Yeah, 2 for sure. So, my theory, guys, is very simple, right? You've got the IPL now that's been around for like the last, this is the 10th year of the IPL, guys. Somebody correct me in the chat, right? And that's given other team, more, a lot more players an opportunity in the Indian circle to play, right? Now you've got the the CPO, you've got the LPL, you've got all these domestic leagues that are on a bigger scale than just local club teams, and I think that's contributed to the 100, obviously now in England, the BBL, the PSL. This have contributed to more players getting an opportunity to play at an international level or against international competition. And bottom line, they've stepped their game up, and I think that has allowed players to, or not allowed, but that has put the focus of players on not necessarily playing for their home teams and really focusing on the skills that would help, for instance, their test team or their ODI team. I mean, now it's just about being able to hit those sixes, take those, big wickets, which is important in any facet of the game. But I think that honestly, that's what's gone on with the West Indies. They've really focused so much on just the players, and you can't blame the players. but they've focused so much on, you know, what are you saying? Improving those skills, right? And they focus so much on rounding those skills that are important to T20 leagues that are more profitable, that they've really let tests go by the wayside, I should say. And, even ODI, and we've struggled. And now in T20, those players that carried us for a while are done. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you guys could let me know if you agree in the chat or disagree. But it's a combination of both. Age showing, a lot of old players. Eventually, everybody's time runs out. You know what I mean? We all have a clock. I remember as a kid watching Muhammad Ali's last fight, and I think it was I can't remember. Was it Spinks? I want to say it was against Spinks. Yeah, guys, I'm super old, but what a shot there. What a shot there off of Wokes. Too bad that Nick's not here so you can see his boy Wokes get destroyed. Says Gabe, sorry to say West Indies comes to the World Cup without a single bowler. How anyone expects a team with that? Yeah, I said that was an issue, and people could tell me, well, no, their bowling comes through is usually their batting, but yeah, their bowling was an issue for sure. And if you can't take wickets, you're going to be in trouble. Bottom line is, if you cannot take wickets, you're going to be in trouble. So I agree with you there. And it is what it is, man. At this point, I think it's time for them to make some changes, and we'll see. Losing usually is conducive to people making changes. But the question is, are they going to make those changes? Do they have the ability to make those changes? Can they make it more profitable for their players to focus on playing the tests and playing at home and prioritizing playing for West Indies and not the IPL or the BBL or all these other international leagues that, whoa! And that is gone. A big six there. And it looks like in this last over of the power play, they've targeted one Chris Wokes. Just gave up a 6. So that's back-to-back boundaries. Oh, hold that, cousin. Too bad Nick's not here. But, the West Indies has to realize that, and I think they do. I just honestly don't know if I don't know if they have the ability to make a change, to change it. What do you guys think? Do they have an ability to make that change? I was wondering when South Africa was going to go ahead and start raking. Bottom line, start raking, because they got to win, but not just win. They got to win by 60 odd runs, right? And England's going to put up some runs, so you can't sit here and try to defend a low total. You got to defend a high total, man. I think in order to do it, they got to put up over 200. What's up, Boomer? What's up, Dexter? What's going on? Renell said, not going to happen, Gabe. Wendy's will always play leagues. Not going to change soon. And you know what? They play leagues because it's more money, Renell. That's what I'm saying. If the West Indies as a cricketing nation, as a cricketing board, makes it more profitable for these players to really focus on playing at home and prioritize at home, then the players will do it. Now, there's one big caveat. It's got to do with money, right? Are they going to put the money into it? Because listen, I'd much rather stay home if I'm from the Caribbean and focus on playing home. Yeah, I'll play in the CPL or whatever. I'll go even play in the IPL, but I'm not going to play LPL, BBL. I believe there's more West Indies playing in all these other leagues than anywhere else. I've seen them play in just about every single domestic league there is out there, from the 100 to the BBL to the PSL. Of course, they got their own CPL and the IPL. they don't focus on playing together, so that doesn't, establish a cohesive team. And my thing again is make it profitable for these guys. We gotta feed your family, and I get it. My son was in tears last night after playing his last high school game that finished. My wife was in tears, and people don't understand the sacrifice that each one of these athletes have made and their families for them to get here. It's such a journey. It doesn't start. You don't wake up and say, "Oh, I'm gonna be a cricketer. I'm gonna be a professional athlete." This journey starts, guys, and it starts super early. And it's a commitment and dedication and an investment by an entire family, a support structure, as well as that particular player. And as you go through those stages, that's why you make financial decisions, because there's been a lot of people that have helped support that dream and support that. And you feel like you've got to pay them back. Now, me, I'll never ask any one of my kids for anything. That's just not who I am. I couldn't do it. I got too much pride. But with that being said, do I understand why players become professional athletes and use their first big checks to buy their mama or their dad a house or a car or whatever? Absolutely, because I know what they go through. I've had 2 kids already that have gone through the youth sports and then high school sports. One's already in college. Trey's on his way to college. It's a lot. It's a lot. So if you tell me that the West Indies puts more money into players playing and focusing at home, like, okay, yeah, you could play, in the IPL or in the CPL, but you got to focus on tests. You got to focus on ODI. You got to focus on playing here. You're not going to prioritize, the IPL or the LPL or BBL over home. And here's the money, so you don't have to worry about it. I'm sure those players would do it, but it's got to do with money, guys. Bottom line. Gabe, did you see my tweet about the next generation of Wendy's talent? I did not. Oh, I bet it was great. I bet it was great. Renil says, how Wendy's boys going to make it profitable when we don't have those kind of money only in the IPL? And that's the next part of my thesis that I was going to talk about. And I'm going to do a video on this. So the New York Knicks was once one of the most profitable, it still is the most profitable franchise in the NBA. Look it up. More than the Lakers, more than any other team, the New York Knicks is one of the most profitable franchises. All right. Now, people always say, oh, you a front runner. Come on. You know how bad the Knicks have been for the last 15, 20 plus years? Wow. Another bomb there. All right, I'm a Yankees fan. I grew up in New York. If you grew up in that area, it's blasphemous not to walk around with the hat. You get into a fight. You'd be squabbling in school if you wearing a Red Sox hat or something crazy like that in the Bronx in New York. But with that being said, before, money comes with television contracts. All right, that's where fans going to games don't matter. Honestly, they don't even matter anymore. Okay, they make the majority of their money on television contracts. And now, before, players used to go to specific places to play because those were the bigger markets. And for instance, the Knicks had their own television network, the MSG, the Yankees had their own television networks, the Dodgers, all these big teams in major cities, at least here in America, had their own television networks, their own brand. And the more people you could reach, the more fans you have. So now the more TV money you get as far as commercials, as far as endorsements, right? As a player, if I go play in New York or if I go play in LA, more people are going to know my name so I can sell more shoes, as opposed to now, because of the internet, social media, where it doesn't matter if you've got a local TV contract, games can be streamed online now. No matter where you play in America, no matter what market you play, everyone can watch you, right? Everyone everywhere can watch you. And now TV contracts or commercial contracts and endorsements go to any team. So players are like, okay, well, I'll stay home and play. I don't have to go to New York and be out there in the cold, living in a tiny apartment, even though I'm a millionaire. I don't want to go to LA and pay those crazy taxes. I'll go play in Oklahoma City. I'll go play in these smaller markets like, Arizona or Milwaukee, Toronto, that won a NBA championship, because Now everybody knows who I am no matter what, and I'm still gonna get that shoe money. I'm still gonna get those contracts. I'm still gonna get that. So that's where you have to make it where these players can become popular and can get those endorsement and contract deals without having to play in those other domestic leagues like the IPL, like the BBL. And I mean, come on, the West Indies, as far as like a nation, there's enough, small countries there that they can go ahead and market the game, and they can put the money, and then that will come back to them. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about marketing. Guys, sports today is all about marketing, how much TV money you get, how much contract money you get. Bottom line. And that's changed sports here in America. That's why teams you've never used to think would win ever in baseball, in football, in basketball are now winning because the best players are going to there because they don't care. LeBron James, which is this generation's biggest player. Wow. And Rashid just gives up a 4 there. Rashid just gives up another 4 there, another boundary. And South Africa quickly went from 21 runs in 4 overs to 52 runs in the last 3 overs they've put up. Because right now we're in the 8th over. Holy cow, these guys are putting in work. There it goes. They got to turn on that run rate. I said it. So the point is, just to kind of wrap this up. So since players are talented, there's talented players everywhere. You can entice them to play for home and at home because they can now get enough exposure due to social media, online presence, and things of that nature. That's what you do. So yeah, population matters. I completely agree. And again, the West Indies has enough players and a big enough population to establish good dominant teams. Okay, it's not like back in the 80s we had such a big population and all of a sudden everybody's population has exploded in other countries like Sri Lanka and Bangladesh and all these other cricketing nations. No, it's just that those teams now, the players over there are focusing more at playing at home, and you don't have as many players that are playing in the national. But that's just my opinion. Where are you doing movie reviews, Gabe? Our movie reviews are on Boring Reviews, guys. Boring Reviews. That's not out. I'm looking at this review and I thought that's not out. I think that's a bad call. Our movie reviews are on our channel, Boring Reviews, and we also have another. Yeah, I think that's a poor review. We have another channel called the Final Reaction. Now, Final Reaction really focuses just honestly on American content and more, comic book stuff and stuff like that. We have more serious films and a lot of our international films where, a lot of Indian content on Boring Reviews. That's our first big, channel that I think I've been doing for a while. We are getting ready to do a review here pretty soon. We just watched a film, but honestly, between, school sports, it's hard for us to, get those reviews in. There's only so many hours in a day, but we both recently watched a movie and we will have a review coming out for you guys shortly. This is interesting. I don't believe players play this way. England assured a spot, so they'll throw the match so they mess with the Aussies pre-Ashes, just trolling. And I know you're saying just trolling, but players just don't play like that. Players have too much heart, you know what I mean? Like, it matters so much for these players, so when you got England players up there, some of these players are understanding that they're playing for contracts, they're playing for money, they're playing to stay on this team, they're playing to possibly get on another team, and it's just the pride. The pride won't let you fold. Okay, that's why to me it's such a big scandal in history when teams have been caught throwing games. There was the 1919. I think it was 1919 Black Sox scandal, which in America, the Chicago Black Sox, or I think they were the White Sox, but they called them the Black Sox because it was a black mark in history, actually got caught that several players threw a World Series games, guys, because they gambled on it. through a World Series game. Do you know how crazy that is? I don't know if there's ever been anything like that in the world of cricket. Let me know in the chat. But confirmed, those guys got blackballed for life. There was, evidence, and it's crazy. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't throw a game. I got too much pride, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get it. Some of them, the money could be astronomical. But man, I just couldn't do it. Let me get back in the chat. Renell, this is your second time with this comment. Gabe, please get Aaron on. He tell a lot of what Wendy's cricket achieved, the struggle, politics, and how Wendy's pioneer T20 cricket. You'll learn a lot from hearing him. You know what? I will reach out to him. I'll reach out to him. I know he's been on other podcasts or whatever. My biggest thing is I've got to try to be, if I'm asking him to come on, I've got to try to be flexible with his schedule. So right now they're in the holiday season because I got a few days coming up here for Thanksgiving. My schedule would be wide open. So let me see if I can try to get that. Obviously, I got to see if it works with Nick's contract. But I've heard him. I mean, his pre World Cup stream that he did with Ozja was great, and I'd love to have him on. Absolutely, very knowledgeable cat. Sounds like he's a cool dude too. So boom, my man says, Han says, Gabe, if you're a Jeff Rock as an example, and you had a choice between Wendy's and some low play in the IPL England with guaranteed big pay, the Ashes, etc., what would you choose? Exactly, Han. I said it's all about money. It's all about money, right? But with that being said, you can still make it profitable to keep these players, and I think that that's what you have to do. As a cricket nation, you've got to make it profitable to keep your own players. You absolutely have to. And I think that if you probably take the politics out of it, and I guarantee you, there's people with their hands in the cookie jar. Okay. I can guarantee you that guys on that cricketing board or guys in the structure of power, you know what I'm saying, in West Indies cricket make as much, if not more, than the players. I never understood that. Why is some commissioner making what players make? Get out of here with that trash. That's just you having your hand in a cookie jar, and that absolutely drives me crazy. There should never be an instance when a guy that doesn't even do the job makes more money than the players. Get out of here. Unless you own the team, get out of here. Drives me crazy. Oh, it's coming, guys. It's coming. Like I said, we've been trying to make sure we get our schedule together so that we could do it together. There'll be another little exciting thing for that, but it's definitely coming. Mush bucket challenge. I pay my debts, people. I pay my debts. Speaking of which, there's still like the two winners that haven't hit us up from that Dream 11 IPL. The money's there, guys. Just let us know so we can send you those gift cards. How good have Australia been this World Cup? As a Pakistani, it is looking ominous for us. Australia has been amazing towards the second half, and I'll tell you why. I was not confident in the first match or two with Australia because I'm like, okay, they struggled a little bit with particular players, but more importantly, what's changed around, in my opinion, and Australian fans, if you're in here, let me know. The biggest change for Australia has been David Warner finally being healthy. Thank gosh. Their first victory versus South Africa, as a matter of fact, to me, was not that impressive, right? They had to chase 118. They only got to like 120, 121. Oh, they got to, I think, to 120, 121. But it took them all the way to the last ball. And that team barely won that game. Now, people are going to say, oh, Gabe, they won. They took their time to chase or whatever. Okay, fine, whatever. But my point is, was that a leg bye? Umpire does not look interested whatsoever. Yep, leg bye. Now he signals. Do they signal afterward just to make sure if you're going to challenge that you challenge? Because I don't understand why umpires wait so late to signal the leg bye. That absolutely drives me crazy. I'm like, well, is it a leg bye or not, bro? Is it a leg bye or not? Why do they wait so long to signal? And Chris Jordan, your boyfriend there, Han, looks like he's getting pumped. But anyway, after that, you saw Australia finally wake up to become the Australia I know versus Sri Lanka, and David Warner put up like 60, right? He had a 50. The first 50 I've seen David Warner have in a minute. And then after that, David Warner has just, I mean, you saw what he did today, 83. If David Warner's back and Smudge is back, those two guys can't help carry us, especially in tests, okay? I'm not really focused too much on T20. It'd be nice if they win this T20, right? Hazelwood looked good today, 4 wickets, right? We got Patty Cummings, we got Adam Zampa, but yes, they wait for the review. Okay, I was wondering, why did they wait so long? Is it for the review? But especially now, I'm feeling a little bit more confident for the Ashes because England has looked like gangbusters, man. And I'm like, where's our what's the kid's name? Josh Butler, because Josh Butler's been a maniac batting for England. Well, our Josh Butler is David Warner, and David Warner is putting in work. So that's good. The Ashes, I am so excited for the Ashes now. I think now Australia can compete against this England mod squad, because England can, make no mistake. I don't care if we're in England or Australia. England can rake, bro. England can rake. But in World Cup, you have to beat top teams. So if Pakistan has to win, we will have to beat Australia and England, who are the top teams. Exactly. No, David Warner's health has not been fine. Go back about 6 months plus, maybe close to a year. David Warner pulled a groin, and he has looked like a shell of himself since then. He got dropped from his IPL team because he was so bad. And people say, "Oh, his IPL." Okay, even before that, go check what happened in that Indian series, India versus Australia in Australia. All right, guys, the Gabba fell. Okay, India won a series in Australia in the first time in how long? I mean, Warner has been out of form, and it's because of injury. Injuries take a lot longer than you think to heal. Okay, because you're an athlete, so you're trying to play through it, and I'm amazed. Like right now, a family friend that's an athlete as well. It's a friend of Trey's, so I don't want to reveal too much. But she sprained her ankle really bad, grade 2 sprain. She's in a walking boot. She's been in a walking boot, guys, for about 3 weeks, close to a month. She took off the boot because she was here last night after the game, and the foot still was like all colors of black and blue. When you get these serious injuries, they take a long time to heal. So again, a groin is going to take a minute to heal. And I don't think he had surgery. If he did, let me know in the chat. I don't remember if he had surgery, but the groin was definitely an issue for David Warner for a while. Oh, Han. Gabe, England and T20 are amazing. But remember, in tests, Rory Burns, Don Sibley, Don Best, etc. Oh, Han, you always know how to bring out the sun in a day. You are my sunshine. Oh, Don Best. And there goes another boundary. Oh, Quentin de Kock. And I mean, these guys put up 20 runs in the first 4 overs, and so far have put up 51 runs in the next, what is this, 5+ overs. So they're at 10. Rashid gets pumped right there, and the Cock with another single there. So 5 runs off 2 balls, and he's at 32, 133 strike rate. Oh, daddy. I will update the score right after this over. Jordy says, Australia's coming into form because the Ashes series starts soon. Is that what it is? Like, we're not interested in, whatever else. But, oh, wait, Ashes? I guess. Okay. We got to get cooking. Now we got to put in work. Oh, did he get him? Nope. Too high. That looked high to me. They're not going to challenge that. There's already been a bad challenge here. So Don Antonio says he will be studying his music, and the board will not reach out to him. You know his same old, same old. So I'm assuming we're talking about Dwayne Bravo, and that would be sad if he doesn't, in some shape or form, stay a part of West Indies cricket. But to your point, guys, it's if the board reaches out and asks for help and then brings him in, get a man a check. We'll see. Okay, CPL won't be able to garner the same revenue IPL since the numbers are not comparable. IPL is a billion-dollar industry because it is by billions, which CPL would struggle to achieve. Great point there, Shate. Excuse me. However, is the LPL a billion-dollar industry? How about the BBL? How about the 100? I mean, here's the thing. They play in every single big domestic league there is. Okay, fine. The IPL is just what? 50 plus games, maybe 2 months. Okay, sacrifice a month and a half, 2 months of the season. Cool, no problem. But they play in every single domestic league there is. Every single one. So are all of them billion-dollar industries? Or is it that those other places play their players more? But that's a good question. That's a good point. I get it. People aren't going to walk away from the IPL. Big money there. But the LPL isn't, right? I've seen a lot of West Indies players play there. The BBL isn't. Neither is the 100. Neither is the PSL, right? Is that what the Super PSL, right? I can't remember what the name of Pakistan's T20 league is. Arab, what up, baby? Haven't seen you in a minute, man. How's school, kid? Holla at your boy. If New Zealand can become a cricket force, so can the West Indies again, surely. Absolutely. But that's because you don't see all the top New Zealand players playing in every single T20 league out there. They focus a lot on playing home, man. So here you go. For 100, England is a rich country. Who said LPL is generating a lot of revenue? Even BBL and PSL are struggling. Exactly. Those leagues are struggling, but they are paying their players, and they pay the players that play there. So you get a lot of international players that join there. So if I'm a West Indies cricket board, you're telling me I cannot pay my players more than the struggling PSL, the struggling BBL? Really? The LPL? Come on. Then the LPL? Fine, don't try to compete with the IPL, but you cannot pay your players more than that. Come on. And I'm going off on a rant, guys. Honestly, it was frustrating to wake up and see that score, and I wanted the last game for not like that, guys. Not like that. 73 for 1, 73 with 1 loss, 10 overs in the book. So, I mean, if you look at the score right now, whew, they've got 73 runs. If you double it, it's $150 roughly. So you think they get up to what, 150? Not sure. Not sure if that's going to be enough for them to win by 60 runs. These guys gotta increase the run rate. Yeah, I haven't been on Main Street just because been busy with school. I get it. We've been tough with school as well, kid. That's a priority. Keep it up. As I tell my students, as I tell my own kids, you're in high school, right, Arif? Or middle school, I can't remember. But whether you're in high school or in middle school, whatever it is, if you got 4 years of high school is going to determine the next 40 years of your life. That's real. So focus on that, man, because it matters. Wow, Renell says, no, Gabe, they cannot pay cricket. No, Gabe, the cricket West Indies cannot pay the players more than the BBL, more than the 100. Well, wow, interesting. I would like to see a breakdown of the revenue streams. I really would. I absolutely would, because I want to see when the West Indies plays against Australia. West Indies is a big nation, so they get to go play England. They get to go play Australia. They get to go play. They're a big cricketing nation. They get to go play India. Where does all that revenue go? Because even if they don't have those big TV monies, there's got to be some type of revenue sharing that when we play these other big teams, we're also getting compensated. Like, something don't sound right. Yeah, you're a freshman in high school. Right. I remember you were in middle school, I think, last year. So freshman in high school this year. Like I said, kid, 4 years of high school is going to determine the next 40 years of your life, man. So take it seriously. Death of a Gentleman. Hmm. I I've heard of Death of a Gentleman, have not watched it right now. Let's see if I can try and get into it. Let's see if I can try to get into this over my holiday season. And that goes for a 4. That goes almost directly to Backward Point. And I was interested to see how Mark Wood was going to do, guys, because I think that this is the biggest blow to England is the fact that they lost to Mills. And they had to bring in Mark Wood, but Mark Wood was just recently injured. So how is Mark Wood going to do? And right now, Mark Wood just gave up a 6. I mean, backward too. The guy's got a lot of pace. How fast was that? They don't even show how fast it was. Was that 147 or 157? I missed it, guys. Mark Wood has a lot of pace, so you expect him to replace Tamil Mills, but the question is, how healthy is he going to be, and how effective is he going to be? I believe that this is his first game now in the World Cup, right? England fans, let me know, because he just got at it to replace Tamil Mills, right? Or I think he was on the side, but he hadn't played. Wow, 151. Whew. So maybe it takes them a game or two to get ready. But if England's going to win this year, it matters with Mark Wood. And that's another reason why I feel so, but more confident about Australia. Australia is staying healthy. Thank God, knock on wood, knock on wood, knock on wood, knock on wood. But if we stay healthy, England just lost one of their biggest guns. Look how many wickets Tamil Mills had taken so far this year for in this World Cup. Don Antonio, let me try to find your comment, my friend. Don Antonio says, difficulty in Caribbean is different countries, different politics, logistics, and financially, it's a nightmare. You know what? I forget about that. So the revenue stream, right? How would it break up? So you got the West Indies, right? Playing, let's say, let's take the biggest dog in the game, right? India. Tour of India. West Indies Tour of India, or vice versa. How do you break up the revenue stream? You know what I'm saying? Between all those different cricketing nations, right? How much goes to, Barbados and Jamaica? How much goes to Trinidad? All the that's a tough. You know what? Thank you, Don Antonio, for educating me there. Like, oh, that's gonna be a wicket. Dive, you. Oh, you're terrible. You're terrible. Owen Morgan, go and dive. I need a little John T. Rhodes. Yes, guys, I'm sorry. I am rooting for England because I don't want South Africa to get through. I need Australia to get through in order to still enjoy this World Cup because my West Indies are gone. But thank you for educating me, Don Antonio. Like, again, I forget about how it's not just one government. Each one of those countries have their own government, which means they have their own, revenue and tax structure. And I forget about the politics that comes into it. Han says, Gabe, you would think that the CPL would do well in England because of their time zones, but I don't even know if it's even shown. Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, and gosh, they just got to get competent people up there, right? Because think about it. Some of the most exciting players are in the West Indies. Think about the universe boss, what he's been for the last decade plus, all right? Dwayne Bravo. These guys have helped win championships that have blown up, excuse me, in the IPL, things like, how could I struggle sometimes even finding those games. I'm like, wait, where's it? Is it on Hotstar? Is it on, what's the name of that other network that Nick and I use? I can't remember the other one. But that's a really good point there, man. Why are you knocking on wood? He might just break. Oh, sup. Oh, sup. What are you doing, sup? What are you doing, sup? You hanging out way too much with Nick. Nick, I'm gonna ban you from hanging out with Nick. I'm gonna ban you. Oh no! There goes the cock. And I think I had him as my vice captain. He tried to rake, and great catch there was that Owen Morgan, the captain, laying out. Abdul Rashid gets a lucky wicket because he actually gave up a missile. That thing was on the way to be a boundary, but a great catch, and the cock gone on 34 runs. Wow. Yeah, sup, you're hanging way too much with Nick. Brutal. So Quentin the cock gone. Let me update the score. 86 for 2, guys. And I mean, they knew they had to turn on the run rate, right? They don't have a choice, man, because you don't want to win this by, if you got to win this by 60 runs if you're going to get in. 60 runs. That's a big nut, man. So let's see what happens now that the cock is gone. He was your original opener. And is it Bavuma coming up or Markham? What do you guys think, Bavuma or Markham? Bavuma's a captain. He should be bringing himself in, don't you think? 11 overs. We're in the books, 86 for 2. And nope, bought in Markham. No spamming, please. No spamming. West Indies cricket revenue was 15 billion. Oh, no, 15 million. BCCI revenue 513 million. Willow, thank you, Willow. Yeah, that was a great catch. Gave mostly money gained from India, England, Australia when they come to the West Indies, and they don't come to play often. You know what? That's a problem too, man. That's where you've got to get those teams to come. The West Indies being what they've been in cricket as long as they have, like, it's almost blasphemous that they don't go out there. This is a team that's won championships. They've won titles. I mean, you had the Four Horsemen in the 80s. You've got legends that have come out of West Indies. Come on now, that's blasphemous. They should all be forced to come to the West Indies. Come on now. Another thing people have to realize, the ICC doesn't make a lot of money. All the revenue from IPL goes to BVCI, not the ICC. Interesting. If South Africa win by more than 160 runs, then South Africa and Australia qualify. England is out. Holy cow. So this game has so many implications. Holy cow. Yeah, ESPN Plus. Yeah, so it's hard for me to sometimes find just West Indies games in general, guys. And again, TV contracts, TV money, what are you going to do? Faf, like AB de Villiers, had enough of the politics. I missed that conversation. I missed 2 important comments. Who were they, Renelle? Let me see if I could get back in here. Sorry, that wicket got me excited. Let me see. Don Antonio says, West Indies tour England players took a pay cut as well as they had to a loan to play England. What? Seriously? Oh my gosh, the financials are just brutal over there. Don't blame you, man. It is difficult to keep track of everything. Okay, cricket going on different times between India and Caribbean is brutal. Yeah, trust me, for us here in America, it's brutal, man. I'd be having to get up way early. We once tried to make all Caribbean countries become one like USA, but Jamaica and Trinidad We're too worried about their economy. Interesting. Hopefully I caught that comment you wanted me to get to, Renil. That 15% pay cut to play during so I'm gonna risk my family because I've got to be in this bubble. I'm not gonna be around. I've got to risk my life because I could get sick and get die, or it could just end my career. There's been players here who haven't come back from COVID, caught COVID, and if you get that long hauler where now your lungs are affected, you can't breathe right or whatever, you're weak. It's hard to come back from it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm taking a pay cut. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? That is so frustrating. That is brutal. And almost ran out there. I feel like South Africa's playing just, I don't know. Man, looks like they're a little desperate right now. Almost ran out there and tried to take a single when honestly, I don't think it was there. Bad throw. So they missed the stumping. But we'll see what happens. Awesome, Renee. I'm glad I got to it for you, love. I'm not out of touch. Is the super over a thing in this tournament? I'm assuming, but there has been not one super over. I know Renil's been dying for it. Renil has been dying for it. But if you don't get paid at all, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. South African cricket also struggling a little bit. And yeah, they've got the, politics. I mean, it sucks when politics gets involved with any sport. Honestly, it does. And are they going to take two on that? Yeah, I mean, you got to credit South Africa here. They're not just staying back. They're not just, they're trying. You got wickets in hand too, right? So 96 for 2. You figure if you get to the power play and you still got 8 wickets in hand, you absolutely have to rake. You got to mash, man. You got to mash because they're about to go over a century, I'm assuming, in this over here. So then you got 113 overs. You've got to just, lose your mind once you get to the power play. I mean, the death. Oh! And man, it looked good off the bat, but great fielding there by England. And England's fielding has really improved. Really improved. Get back in the chat, see what you guys are talking about here. Ganesh says, Gabe, every country wants to play against India. Even Pakistan is begging for a series against India. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Again, these athletes got to get paid. And that's a big part. People just do not realize what athletes growing up, dedicate to the sport and their families. So I understand that. And there's a bomb by, holy cow. And Wood absolutely getting pumped here. 23 runs, 100 up now for South Africa. If you're a South African fan, not South Africa, I'm sorry. If you're an England fan, don't tell me you're not concerned with how bad Wood looks today. Again, this Tamil Mills, I was asking, is Tamil Mills' injury going to be huge for England? Maybe it's just because this is his first game, right, in the World Cup, right, because he wasn't there. But I know Mark Wood was also recently injured. Mark Wood would be injured. Gosh, I hate Nick. See what Nick has done to me? And sup, you too. and all these puns. You guys are killing me. But Markham got 4 runs, 57 there producing, and Mark Wood, I don't know if I'd give him another over. Honestly, if I am England, I don't know if I give Mark Wood another over. He's gotten pumped for 23 runs. His economy rate is 11 through just 2 overs. So, I mean, he's looked poor. Holy cow, he's looked bad. Let's see. Gabe, West Indies won their 2 championships in spite of bad management. That's always a crazy thing when you win in spite of bad management. And South Africa is a good team this World Cup. I agree. They've been good. Better than I gave them credit for. Now, I think that no AB hurt there. No Faf. I didn't understand that. And then people had to educate me to the politics and what's going on. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. So I think that hurt as well. No Faf, no AB. And man, we almost had no Quentin. We didn't have a Quentin for one game because of the controversy there. So you hate when, again, politics and controversy impacts the play of the game on the field. Oh, I wanted to get to this. This is T20 needs to this T20 needs to be in the Olympics. That will open up huge government funding in cricket in many countries. Hopefully, BCCI dominance can be diluted by that. You know, I don't know why cricket isn't in the Olympics. Because at one point, has it ever been in the Olympics? I'm not educated to know. I've been following the Olympics since I was a kid, but I can never remember cricket being in there. I mean, there's been baseball, basketball. Basketball, by the way, really becoming big in the Olympics. Oh, wow. What a shot by that. Was that Markham? Holy cow. Big 6 there by Markham. And that's it. South Africa's brought out the sticks. They're coming for it right now. If they get to 200, South Africa may have an opportunity. Because remember, the big thing about having a Butler or a Babar Azam or even with Australia, right? Having David Warner putting up half centuries in 100. If that guy goes down, if that opener that's been carrying you this series goes down, what's everybody else going to do? And that's the question. So Josh Butler is definitely going to be the biggest wicket out there for South Africa. And this is starting to get away because now we're talking about 100 up and we still have 114 and we still have 6 overs to go. 114 for 2. Let me update the score and then we'll get back in the chat. But I don't ever remember seeing it there. I think that you can see the power of the Olympics, right? Because you saw once the Olympics became huge in basketball that or basketball became huge in the Olympics, other nations started putting money into it. And now we've got so many great international players that, you know, from a Giannis, right? If you ever heard Giannis's story, man, it's so cool. The Greek freak, all right? Watching, you know, his kinmen, you know, play and actually beat the United States in the game, and that inspired him, right? Again, the Olympics has led to so much international talent coming into the game. So, I mean, I really, really do believe that the Olympics would help, and I agree with this statement, Sakar. Question is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Pepe Moriando. Buddy says, I hate Nick. I do too, from time to time. Olympic status will bring a good amount of money into cricket. I agree. I absolutely agree. And I'll tell you this, and I know people, I'm not trying to make this American centric. I'm not, right? I always try to make it what's the word? I always try to make it very, very give an objective opinion Okay. Now, am I biased with my West Indies? Absolutely. Am I biased even with Australia? Yeah, I rock with them. I root for them, right? But the fact that America has now not just taken notice of cricket, but we've got IPL teams coming out here. We're opening up our own T20 league. That tells you that a big market, because America is this. There's one thing America is, guys. We're consumers. We're consumers of everything from materials, cars, sports, like. And the fact that we're paying attention, I can tell you what, we're going to be putting money into it. I guarantee you, because I had no idea. Even though USA had a cricket team, I had no idea that we actually had a USA cricket team. Not even a little bit. But now that we've got cricketing teams in these major cities, Vegas is going to have one. Texas, I believe Chicago, New York, and LA. And you've got, again, a big international presence here. Give us 5-10 years. Give us 5 years plus before it really catches on. Forget about it. And once we're in there, I could definitely see the push for it to be an Olympic game. But we'll see what happens. Oh, Chris Jordan. Chris Jordan. Hey, Han, I put Chris Jordan on my squad just for you, man. Don Antonio, if cricket in the Olympics, that and the West Indies, they have to break and represent their individual countries. It's the politics involved. You keep forgetting about that. It's the politics involved. You know what I mean? And that is crazy to me. I didn't think about that. It's funny. Being from the Caribbean and myself, right? Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico, 2 countries, whoa. No, 2 countries, 2 different nations in Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. However, 2 drastically different economies, right? Puerto Rico is much better off than Dominican Republic. Puerto Rico is not, despite what people think, it is not an American state, okay? It is a territory. It's a commonwealth or whatnot. And they've actually applied for statehood several times and decided, the vote in Puerto Rico goes against it, right? A lot of the old timers want to keep their independence there, whatever. And, I understand. But with that being said, when you look at these nations, right, and the politics that's involved, even though both are so close here to America, and there are so many Dominicans and Puerto Ricans here in the United States, and so many Dominicans that live in Puerto Rico and vice versa, Puerto Ricans that live in Dominican Republic, it's so interesting that those decisions of just make a different impact. And again, man, I don't know how other people and let me know how do you guys feel in from Renil to Don Antonio about that Caribbeans uniting under one flag? Oh, there it goes. Nope. Did he get it? Nope, didn't get it. Interesting. Just did some basic research. The basic salary for BBL is $42,000, and the top 8 earners are on 200 to 250,000, so way less than the IPL. Wow. And that's the BBL. And guys, listen, IPL, I know what that IPL money is because we've been at the auctions. You got guys getting paid $2 million. Patty Cummins and them. You got guys getting paid $300,000 for nothing. 400 grand for nothing. Holy cow, that's a big difference. Got you, Renell. So the Olympic part would not be good for West Indies cricket. Like I said, we'll see. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't, man. Hopefully, if it happens, then the Caribbean can decide to, okay, no, now we need to, in order to survive, we need to unite under the one banner and all play together. But we'll see what happens. I can tell you this, people here in the United States weren't really paying attention to football, international football, meaning soccer. And then we got MLS Then women's soccer got really big. Then men's soccer, and now it's one of the biggest, sports, international sports we have here. A lot of people, and I mean a lot of people follow it. So I could see it slowly progressing like that with cricket here because we do have so many international uh, 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 people that live in here in America. So it's a very interesting dynamic. Gautam should be paid $4 million per game. Stop it! You mean $4 per game? What are you kidding me? So players like Pujara, who only play tests, get paid way less. And that is a frustrating thing. Test is the oldest format of the game. I love tests. I really do, guys. And, I know a lot of people that in documentaries that we follow and thought that T20 would be the death of tests. Test is still around, but I do feel like a lot of players focus more on T20 because they know they can get paid more on these T20 domestic leagues. And that's frustrating, but it's about the economics, right? It's about the economics, man. I will never fault a player for feeding his family above anything. And there goes another six. Man, 124 now. 120. South Africa's turned it on. They may get to 200. If they get to 200, England is in danger, guys. England is in danger. I used my clean slate on this game because I wanted everybody. I tried to use both clean slate and the double points, but they again doesn't let you do that. Han Yada Control. I want a Cool Runnings kind of movie, style movie about Gabe and Nick learning to play. Sub says, Gabe, with regards to revenue sharing, that's why the ICC has to ensure that teams honor their schedules when Australia canceled their tour of South Africa. Yes, CSA lost a lot of money. Yeah, no, and I remember that was a huge controversy, and they should be forced to go back and play that tour. And I mean, that is brutal. That is brutal. England also canceled the series as well, right? England canceled the series, Australia canceled the series, and that hurts, some of these smaller cricketing nations. Yeah, yeah. And another six. Holy cow. Deucin now at 73, and Wokes is getting pumped. Where is Nick? Where is Nick? Oh, Wokes is getting pumped. Deucin's on fire. Absolutely. So, I agree with this statement. T20 will globalize cricket because, especially here in America, test is just too long. And they want to make it a TV product, basically. TV products need to be done in 2.5, 3 hours tops, okay? Because of commercial and other revenue streams. So, and that at least is what's going to survive and really do well here in America, the IPL, as opposed to, our international T20, our international cricket, because test is just too long. Man, Wokes is back in form. Oh, there goes Dexter. There goes Dexter. You know what? This is the first time I've seen Wokes get pumped in a while, though. This is the first time I've seen Wokes get pumped in a while. So to Nick's point, he loves him some Wokes, because as soon, I can guarantee this is what Nick's going to do. He's going to look at his last 10 games and say, so he gets pumped one of these trash? I know, Nick. But, yeah, sixes, anyone? That's hilarious. Wokes is the new Ngidi. Oh, man. Oh, I love it. I agree. Tess is still the best, but I think that for sure, I think that. And is that another boundary? Nope. Gonna go just for 2. That's so interesting right there. But Wokes is back in form. That's hilarious. Trust me, Gabe, you need to watch Death of the Gentleman by Kimber and review it. You'll learn a lot. You know what? I am on that, Renelle. Thanks for letting me know, love. Surprised it took this long for Van Dersum to play for South Africa. Politics does again. I'm assuming Woke's getting pumped. Yes, he is. Tessa's classic music T20 is pop. I told you guys, Woke's trash outside the power play. Sixes, anyone? Read that one already. Wokes is the new Ngidi. Oh, Han, if you say that, you just broke Nick's heart. Wokes the new Ngidi. I mean, he is getting pumped this over. What's he giving up so far? Holy cow. What's he giving up so far? So he's giving up 2 6s. That's 12, 14, 15 runs. So it's already a big over. I mean, he could end it well here. No, he can't. Oh, just gave up another 6. Ew. Oh, he just got hootied. Markham just pumped him for 6 there. And yeah, that's a problem. Wokes is going to get hootied. This is last over. If he gives up another 6, no, that'll put him at 49. So he'll be just under the hootie line, but so close. So close. Oh, I would have loved him to be over the hootie line so I could give it to Nick. Come on, Markham. Pump him anyway. So we could call it an honorary hootie. Let's see. Anything above 40 is a hootie? Nah, hootie is when it's something bad, cousin. Hootie's a 50. Let's see. Why did he even swing? That was a wide. I hate. Finally, somebody giving England a fight. Yes, they are. Where's Nick? Guys, Nick, as our grade level chair, has a lot of additional meetings and stuff he has to do. I'm not sure if he's going to join this morning. I know he has church stuff as well, but maybe he'll join later on. Nick wants to find your address. There goes Harris. He's giving up his respect. He's giving up his manhood. Oh, man. Super over anyone? Oh, that would be great. That would be great. And yep, I'm getting a lot of Death of a Gentleman is great, so we got to review it. I think I will. Nick is hiding at the moment. Oh, boy. So, he didn't quite get hootied, but he gave up 43 runs. Nick is crying in the corner. That's hilarious. They will capture Wokes and say, let's find out who the real Hootie was. And reveal Tom Curran. You think it's Tom Curran under a mask? Here goes Wood. And this has to be making England concerned, guys. Honestly. This has to be making England concerned. Wood has not looked good at all. Wood in 2 overs is right under Chris Wokes' economy rate. So he has the potential to get hootied. And man, hopefully he turns it over because, again, missing to Mills just really has hurt. And that's just going to be a single there. So a much better over here, much better over. And this is turned into a game. Oh, daddy has just turned into a game. Legend of Wokes Undress. That's funny because you call it the Legend of Wokes. Nick's book is called The Legend of Sturgis Baraha. The Legend of Wokes. That's funny. Let's reveal who they are, and that's a reference from Scooby Doo because they are the ghosts or the monsters were always somebody in disguise. Don Antonio, where is your comment? Let me see if I can find it. I'm so behind. Up here in the chat. Boom, found it. Okay, sorry to keep bringing politics in, but some islands are still belong to England. Going under one flag is still a problem. No, and I kind of touched on that with Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico as well, where even though both countries are very integral here in the United States, and so many people from both countries are here. One's part of the United States, one's not, and there's different dynamics to that as well. And Wokes gives up. Is that a 6 or a 4? But thank you for the comment there. That's a 4. That's a 4. And was that kind of a cover drive? Okay, why isn't cricket popular in Dominican Republic? I think that's a good question. I think it's because the relationship between America, I can answer that question. The relationship between America and Dominican Republic is such that Dominican Republic has adopted baseball because it's the quickest way for Dominicans to get here to the United States. You know what I'm saying? If you play ball, bottom line, you're gonna get you that visa, that green card to come over and play, that permit, and then a lot of people establish travel over there. So it's such a big thing to over in the Caribbean because it's an easy way for them to get over here. Wood tried the little kick save there, but that is the answer to that question. Dominican Republic, man, baseball is life, and it's about an economic. Really, it is. All right. Look, the reality about it is baseball players make more money than 90% of the country in Dominican Republic. Okay, we're talking doctors, lawyers, judges, industry professionals. It's really an interesting thing that like ex-baseball players become politicians. They could basically buy whatever they want because you go into a country and if you get a $200 million contract like some of these baseball players, that holds a lot of weight when you go back to Dominican Republic and you can buy your way into politics or whatnot. So literally every single school, every single structure in Dominican Republic kind of revolves around baseball. It's crazy. Yes, that's Spanish Caribbean pays more attention to what America is doing. Absolutely, absolutely, because it's like a ticket here. It's like a ticket here. Yes, there is no English influence. That's another great shot in Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic was actually, if I go back to the history, it was Spain and France. So initially, they were colonies of both Spain and France, and then they ended up splitting up, and that's where it was called the island of Hispaniola, and then that's when it became Haiti, which is the French-speaking part of Dominican Republic. Today they speak patois, which is just a dialect, kind of like slang French to a certain extent, and then you got Dominican Republic the other side, which has more of the Spaniard influence. Spain and France, no wonder gave us so messed up. Yes, that's along with the indigenous people that were already there, and of course with the slaves that were brought over and ended up settling there. That's what really makes up uh the cultural aspects of Dominican Republic. Yes, people, I am worldly. I have studied. I'm an educator. Yes! 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 I love it. He's in the chat. Oh, I love it. Oh, Nick, come and take your medicine. Let him have it, CFA Nation. Let him have it. Oh, God, I love it. I love it. Oh, my man Nick in the chat, guys. There you are. Abuse him, guys. Abuse him. You guys ask and you shall receive. Nick does not hide from his critics. And right now, guys, 17th over in the books, and we are now in the 18th over, and holy cow, 150. Can they get to 200? If they get to for 200, I'm calling it right now. England loses, and that puts Australia out. Now, they better chill, because if they somehow go for more than 100 or lose by more than 100, remember, they're out. So it's crazy. Nick just resurfaced. I love it. Wokes is sleeping right now. You come at Serge Deja, you bet not miss. I love it. Oh, you come at Serge Deja, you better not miss, Nick. I love it. Now, Manav, is that a reference from one of my favorite shows of all time, The Wires? Yo, babe, when you come at the king, you bet not miss. That's one of my favorite lines in that show. And for those of you, for the uninitiated, The Wire is one of the greatest crime television dramas of all time. And, you know, wow, what a save there. What a save there. And what's crazy about it is The Wire, no television show has had more books. They've got college courses taught on this movie, or not movie, I'm sorry, it was on this series, right? Because the dynamics of it. And I don't know, Manav, if that was where your reference was from, or if it just came out naturally. But if it is, man, I'm a big fan of The Wire. And man, I'd love to. We started Boring Reviews way too late in the game, so we never reviewed The Wire. But I love The Wire, guys. And if you've never seen The Wire, I put it right up there with The Sopranos and Breaking Bad. That's one of the greatest television series of all time. I mean, Obama, ex-president, talked about The Wire when I was on TV, about how not just dynamic the show was, but how realistic it was, and all the different aspects of American culture and society that it touches. The Wire was amazing. South Africa steals another run there. Is South Africa going to bump my Australian out? So both Australia and West Indies could be out. This could officially be done for me. This World Cup could be done for me today. I'd have nobody to root for. Oh, gosh. What are England doing? England are getting pumped is what they are. It's a meme often used in football, Twitter, so used it. Okay, Manav. Yeah, that meme started because of a line on The Wire that was said by a character named Omar Little. And I mean, if you've never seen The Wire, guys, The Wire is amazing. It's such an amazing film. Or it's not even a film, but an amazing series. And anyway, he's a sticker boy. Okay, he's a sticker boy. What he does is rob drug dealers. That's what he does. Omar Little. Fun fact: he's based on a real character, because the whole thing is filmed in Baltimore, and it's based on, or is written by an ex-police officer and crime reporter that are from Baltimore. So all the characters are based on a real person, on real people. And Omar Little was a real person that used to Robin Hood, man, go around the hood robbing drug dealers. And he was just feared, man. And in The Wire, these drug dealers get tired of him robbing them, so they try to set him up and have him killed. So he comes back hard at them, and then he screams out, "Ayo, Bay, when you come at the king, you best not miss," because he takes like 3 of them down. Like the guy's savage. It's awesome. Gabe, you saw the Gales Pharaoh wicket. It was funny. I didn't see it, Manav, but I did notice Gale Bolden over 7 runs and got a wicket. I was like, are you serious right now? Oh, man. And wow, another four. Another four. They're getting pumped. They're getting pumped. 160. Can they get to 180? 2 runs. Can they get to 190? Still under 200, so it could be doable. Tomorrow, Kiwi meal on Afghanistan table. Will they consume it? That is hilarious. Yeah, no spoilers, but the actor who played Omar Little recently died. I know he did. It's so sad. He's an amazing actor. He's been in a lot of other things as well. Most recently, I think he was in Loveland, I think it was, or Lovecraft Land, something like that. 180, 190 will be interesting. Yeah, it can still be chased. 200, they're done. I would say if they get to 200, they're done. He hugged Mitchell Marsh for giving him a wicket. That is hilarious. See, and that's why people love the universe boss, right? Like, he's just a likable person. Lovecraft Island, not Love Island, my bad. Lovecraft Island. And they tried another scoop shot there on Wood. And here's the thing. My West Indies had this same problem, guys. Bowling. If you don't have the bowlers, you're in trouble. Mark Wood has not been a shell of what Tamil Mills were. And I know you guys are going to say that's blasphemous. But honestly, Tamil Mills, look what he did for England his first 3 games. And got injured. So now, what are we going to do? And, Wokes, to everyone's credit, everybody said, if he bowls in the power play, he's fine. But Wokes cannot give you a full 4 overs and be that dominant guy. Did he get run out? That would be stupid there. Come on, guys. You're just pumping him. I get trying to steal a run, but come on. Decision pending. I would say that could be out. Even though it's Josh Butler, my captain. So did it get out? Oh, no, it wasn't captain. It was not Josh Butler. It was Wood. Not out. He's in. Not out. He's in. All right. Whew. Renil's calling for the super over. This right here looks like it could be the biggest game that's left. Obviously, Afghanistan tomorrow is huge versus New Zealand. But, and he just got dispatched for 6. Oh, wow. Oh, what a 6 right there. Ew. That hurt. That hurt a lot. Look at their number. Look at the number. England analysts show Morgan. Every bowler in England gets a specific number. Analysts see the stats, which bowler is good against which batsman, according they tell the captain. Yeah, sabermetrics, and I know that's a lot what he relies on. It's a newer way of sports. Baseball does it a lot as well. He gets criticized for that, right? Owen Morgan does, but Owen Morgan took, I'm sorry, a team to the championship that had no business getting there in the IPL. Owen Morgan helped England beat New Zealand, right, in an ODI championship. The guy's just a good captain. So there is something to be said about sabermetrics. I know a lot of people don't like it. It does take a little bit away from the captaincy, but we'll see what happens. Of course, they don't have bowlers. England stole all of them. That's funny. People are forgetting about Bravo. What a player. I know. Bravo's a champion, man. He's a champion, so it hurt. I have not watched Dune. That's how busy I've been. And I have not watched Dune, guys. I'm so behind on my movie watching, honestly. But, it's I'll get to him when I get to him kind of thing. You know what I mean? The movie I got to watch first day is Spider-Man Far From Home when it finally comes out. The Eternal came out last night. I may try to get to it in the next week or so. I got a few days off of school next week, but, it's not a priority. People are crushing it too, so I'm not going to go out of my way. Wood is way better. Don't judge after 3 overs. Listen, Harris, I've seen Wood be good, but Wood is, 2 things I have seen with Wood is that he gets hurt a lot, right? And I didn't know if he was going to be recovered from that injury. South Africa is playing way smarter than they ever done in the ICC tournament. They are. They absolutely are. And South Africa has their own destiny in their hand. If they right now they have to think about, listen, if I win, I'm in, and then anything can happen. I can, whatever. It'd be South Africa versus Pakistan, right? Because Pakistan's the top of the table over there, and they may be thinking, hey, we can take Pakistan. You know what I'm saying? You've got to think that way. They don't care if by what margin they win, as long as they win big enough to pass Australia. So I think, honestly, all the pressure here is on South Africa. England is through regardless. I get that. But they should be concerned that their bowlers are struggling, especially Wood, because they have no Tamil Mills to turn to. And I know people keep telling me, oh, Tamil Mills, it is not even as good as Wood, Mark Wood. You guys got to understand recency bias. Since we've been watching cricket, Mark Wood has had maybe 2 or 3 good bowling spells, and the rest of the time he's either hurt or getting hootied. All right. Now, small sample size. I get it. It's only been a year and a half, 2 years. But in a year and a half, 2 years, do you know how often this guy is hurt? How many games he actually plays? It's insane. It's insane. The guy's Mr. Glass. He's paper. He ain't made out of wood. He's made out of paper. Mark Paper. Oh, where's Nick? That's his new name. Mark Paper. Mark Paper, not Mark Wood, because he's always hurt. Just saying. No love for that one in the chat. No Mark Paper. All right, what are you going to do? They still have to win by more than 60 runs. True. They have to win by more than 60 runs, but they have the destiny in their own hand. I'd much rather be South Africa today than, for instance, India. India could play huge and still can't get in. They need something else to happen for them. So for me, I think that at least I'd rather have my own, my own destiny in my hand. More like Miss Mark Glass instead of Mr. Glass. Thank you, Sup. I appreciate it. I know my puns aren't as good as Nick, but I appreciate it. And what happened? Oh, was that Markham? Who fell trying to take another run there? It's probably for the best. Gabe missed my wire comment. Did you make a wire comment? I'm sorry. This last inning has gotten super exciting here. And 175. Can they get to 190? 2 more sixes. 180 still chaseable. But 190, that is tough. With a proper striker, it could have and should have been 10. Interesting. That's not it. Up in the air, and that's another 6. Oh, daddy, it's getting interesting. 181, 181, and now, oh, Markham, you beaut. Jordan is getting pumped. Oh, Jordan, that's where you've been. Mark Wood for 47. Jordan actually has the lower economy rate on the team. I think he's got the lowest economy rate on the team. That's hilarious. No, that would belong to Moeen Ali. But Jordan is only at 8 right now. Oh, Mark Wood pumped for 47. Mark got pumped. Not Hootie, though, but definitely got pumped. Wood made out of paper. 50 for Markham. Oh, daddy. I think I got him as my fantasy team. Johnny Bairstow for the century. Maybe, hon. I couldn't find it. You should have to put it back in there if you want me to read it. And that gets away for just, they'll probably take 2 on that. Now, South Africa also has some really good bowlers here. So maybe Rabada, there's a chance for them. There's really a chance for them to do it. But they need 180, 190. Let's see what happens. Norkia and Bolt are going to have to take some early wickets And if they take the wicket of Josh Butler, then not only do they win this game, I think they win it by 60. Oh! What a bomb and another 6 hit. Wow. Whoever just made that attempt and crashed into the fence, I got to give him credit. Was that Owen Morgan? He almost killed himself trying to make that play. Oh, that was Jason Roy. Wow. I got to give him credit, man. I mean, he should have just let that go. Oh, Jason Roy, hat off to you, my friend, for making that effort, trying to save another boundary, another 6. That is a great idea, keeping it real, and we may do so. Nick and I have talked about that. So 102 partnership, 100 partnership. Oh boy. Let's go. Let's see what happens here on this last ball. Can it be another 6? And nope. It's going to be just a single. They took a single, and man, interesting. Jordan completes the over, but he gives up 20 runs in the over. All right, prior over by Wood was 19 runs. I mean, 2 overs, 39 runs, and England is now chasing 190. 189 people, and that becomes a super over, which I'm sure Renil wants. What do you guys think in the chat? Let me know. Let me know before I take my innings break. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I mean, Markham increasing his IPL value. He is indeed. But is it enough? Is it enough? I have to wait again for another super over in another match. That's hilarious. South Africa has to defend 130 runs to get into the semis. 130 runs. Wow. So that it's not even, 75 in the chat. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. I think this is the first time I've said that. I love just coming on here, talking with you guys, wilding out. Nick is so much better for the channel with that kind of stuff. But man, so in their mind, they're chasing 130. They're not even chasing, or they're defending 130. They're not defending 189. So can they defend 130? What do you guys think? Can they defend 130? Big day for me so far. Ooh, what I put up? 32 in that first game. And in the second game right now, don't know what I've put up thus far. But, keep putting up runs. Super chat. Let's check it out. And both teams are drenched and tired as hell. Thank you, Hardeep. They are tired, and usually, the second innings are tough simply because dew has come into play, right? So it makes it harder on the bowling. But I don't know, man. England bowled out for 55 for the means. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Thank you for the super chat there, Hardeep. I think that England, you're right. I don't know if they're as concerned about it. Obviously the players want to come out and win, but it's not like it's a must for them, especially since they wouldn't see South Africa into the championship, right? If somehow they get through. But in England's mind, it's like, all right, we want to at least make sure our guys are in form. So I don't think they're just going to come and lay down. So it's definitely going to be interesting. Aussie could go out. This is well planned by England. Guys, teams don't think like that. Players don't think like that. Maybe coaches do. Maybe organizations do. I know fans do. Players don't think that way. I just don't think they do. Players have way too much at stake themselves. Like somebody said, Markham just made himself a whole bunch of money in the IPL. Same thing. English players want to be retained. They want to keep playing. IPL, the 100, BBL. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I saw some dew out there. So, yeah, it could definitely be tough. It could definitely be tough. Oh, my man Jihan with the super chat. We were talking about it this morning. I'm sure he's going to give me some heat. I'm worried for Australia game. South Africa may ruin the party for them. What do you think? Remember, Australia only lost one match and Warner's back in form. I know. That's the crazy part about it. Like, it's like Australia's destiny is not in their own hands. It's really in the hands of England, and I hate that. But when it comes to run rate and it comes to these things, that's only way to figure out standings, right? I agree with you though, Jihan. This is now 3 good games from Warner. He looks like he's back in form, and I'm feeling much better about the Ashes. I'm feeling much better. Smudge is also being steady, and T20 is not his game. So if he's steady in T20, then I'll definitely I'm excited to see what he's doing in tests. So I can't wait to stream the Ashes. Australia and Pakistan teams also watching this match closely. Absolutely. You can't tell me Pakistan's not watching this right now thinking, who do I rather face? Australia or South Africa? You know what I'm saying? Who do we match up better against? Things are getting so interesting right now. England will throw on purpose like opponents do. Guys, does anybody in the chat truly believe? All right. Do you truly believe, guys, in the chat that teams and players throw games to set up future games? Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, Australia, that's our nemesis, so we're going to throw this game so they're out of the tournament. Let me know. Do you guys think players actually think that way? Or is that just tongue-in-cheek? Like, when we say stuff, obviously, I say some of these guys are garbage. They're world-class athletes. I'm speaking tongue-in-cheek. They're trash compared to their peers and contemporaries, but you guys can't really think players think like, oh, you know what? Yep, let's screw over the Aussies. Let's throw this match. They don't think that way. They're athletes. They compete. They're playing for money. They're playing for contracts. No way do they think that way. Wow. People are like, yes, at times. Yes, for the right. I love it. You guys are out of control, man. Oh, man. You guys are out of control. All right. If South Africa wins, I still have my bit long ready to go. Best thing to come out of you guys are crazy. I believe England will choke because they hate the Aussies. Oh, Renew says, look like my boys fix Warner's groin. All they needed the doctor to fix, but have to be shaking my head. Yeah, man. Warner's groin, the magic groin, it took forever to heal. England will not throw a game even to get rid of West Aussie. That's what I'm saying. I don't think teams play like that. Yeah, they're making money. Like, they don't think that way. If Josh Butler goes early, this game is seriously going to be interesting. Wokes and Wood both got pumped. And here's the funny thing, guys. Here's what happens, right? Maybe organizations think that way. Like, oh, we hate this, we hate that person. Maybe coaches think that way. Fans definitely think that way. But first of all, players have a mutual respect for each other, right? Case in point, right? India's first thorough shellacking by Pakistan, and I think it was Rizwan that came out and defended Rohit. Like, are you guys crazy? You know who a Rohit Sharma is? He had a bad game. It happens. Like, Kohli's face was funny when they asked him about dropping Rohit Sharma. He's like, that's a stupid question. Like, next question. You know what I mean? So I think players themselves have a mutual respect for each other. And because of that mutual respect, players are always going to want to compete. They just can't say, I'm going to lay down. That just doesn't happen. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think that ever happens. Now there's rivalries for sure. We know there's guys that personally hate each other's guts, right? Who did the cock get into the fist fight with? I think it was from Australia. Was it David Warner and the cock that was scrapping? Yeah, those guys, it happens. But as far as athletes are concerned, I think they respect the game too much and respect each other to throw a game. But maybe I'm incorrect. I don't know. You guys are out of control. Percy, if Butler goes early, this would be nice. England batters got to step up. England can't even look like they're trying to throw the game. Cricket is always under the microscope due to fixing in the past. See, and I guess that's what happens. I've got to look this up because I know that there has been match fixing in the past. Now, cheating happens all the time. We know about that. And I had to blow somebody up not too long ago. Who was it? Like in the comments, right? I forget when I say blow somebody up. I had to let somebody have it in the comments because they were talking about how the Aussies are cheaters, right? Sandpaper gate. Let me ask you a question. You think that the Aussies are the only ones that knew about sandpaper and used it? No, they're the only ones that got caught. Listen, in sports, that's something I absolutely believe. From performance enhancing drugs here in America to technology to just ball tampering, whether it's football or baseball, deflating balls in the NFL. Yes, athletes try to find an edge. Absolutely. If you get caught, it's one thing, but that to me isn't even as big as a big a deal. All right. Yeah, Renil says every team has cheats. Listen, every team has cheats. In high school football last night, I'm watching, and it's funny, right? Trey catches a ball and lies out to try to get a first down. And as the umpire walks by, the other opposing team kicks the ball back like just 2 feet. You know what I mean? Luckily, the other umpire was watching and got to see. But you know what I mean? It's ingrained in you. You know what I mean? So that I can understand. But I think that just match fixing is totally different. And if you're throwing matches, literally throwing matches for monetary compensation, then you're disrespecting the game. And yeah, you should be banned. So let me know, guys. It's an interesting conversation. Nick and I have to do some more research because you guys have brought it up several times. I know there was a couple of match fixing situations in the past. We're gonna have to do the because that to me is there's a difference between cheating in competition where you're trying to win and then match fixing where you're just throwing games. To me, that's unacceptable. That's a cardinal sin, basically. That's a cardinal sin. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna take my break. I'm gonna go ahead and grab myself another drink. Hopefully, we have as good second innings as we did at first. Really, it's the 130, right? They're trying to defend 130. Anything other than 130, forget about it. But they are technically chasing. England's going to be technically chasing 189. But realistically, to England, it doesn't matter. I mean, South Africa, it doesn't matter. If it goes above 130, and for all intents and purposes, this game is over. This game is over. So let's see. England will be chasing 130. Let me just set this up so when I get back, it's ready to go. Try, get up, stretch your legs, guys, and South Africa is already bowling. South Africa is already bowling. We're in the first over right now. I will be back shortly. Sorry, I talked through my break. It happens, guys. It happens. I know, already started. I'll be back in a minute. Or maybe I'll just wait till Nick jumps on and then I'll take the break. 3 dots in a single. Oh, Jason Roy. Here goes Butler. Butler is absolutely the biggest wicket today, guys. He's the biggest wicket today. Oh, Ozjad, my man Ozjad. What is going for on Cricket for Us 2.0? Hey, Gabe and CFA Nation. This is the Sharjah pitch that we've been waiting for. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, man. Nah, breaks are a good thing. Take it. It's all good. Nick will be here soon, and then I'll take the break. If England goes all out for 83, they will be out of the World Cup. So that's an interesting thing. In England's mind, they know they need at least 83, right? But then after 83, it gets interesting, right? Again, that's what I'm saying. Players don't think like that, and if they do, that the whole fixing thing is crazy to me. But you want to make sure you get to that 83. You're right. They'll be under scrutiny. Oh, what? You got to 83 and all of a sudden everybody lost their wickets before 130? So, a misfield there by South Africa. What is your rank in our league? Now, full disclosure, I didn't play the first round of 12 guys. I mean, those prelims, because I thought that you only had enough transfers you had all your transfers for one. So I was just playing just the international guys, and a lot of guys obviously didn't even play. Obviously, South Africa, West Indies, whatever. I didn't realize that, but I'm up in the 40s right now. I mean, I've been putting up points, but I'm way behind everybody else because I didn't realize that every round you get new transfers. But it's all good. It's all good. Oh, what's going on? Jihan says, thank you for the super chat. Do you think England will purposely get less than 131 to knock Australia out with David Warner and Finch back in form? I don't think players think that way, Jihan. I just don't. Now, I get it. There's been match fixing, and I think I have to do more research on match fixing, but I just don't. Because here's the thing, too. From 183 to 131, you're talking about 50 runs, basically, 40-something runs. So you're going to go gun-ho to get the 183, because if you don't get the 83, you're out, and then all of a sudden you're going to lay down. That should be investigated. That will be blatant. You know what I mean? So I just don't think. And as we speak, is that a wicket? Oh, he missed it. Oh, he missed it. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Jihan. They called it not out, but that is the only thing that could save him. That's not going down leg side. That's in line, guys. That's going to be a wicket. What do you guys think? Is he out? Is he out? Oh my gosh. This could really happen. This could really happen. If England loses this wicket, right now, I mean, it's oh boy. Missing wickets too high because it's in line, but it was missing the wickets. Woo! Oh man, no bat involved. Yeah, too high. Too high. All right. Thank you for the super chat. I was like, oh, first I thought it was Butler, who I made my captain, by the way. And I'm like, if Butler goes down, this is a different game. But Jihan, I don't think it'll happen. Again, I know people are concerned about that. I don't think teams think that way. I'm going to do this to keep this other team out because they're our rivals. You can't think that way. If you do, I mean, it could cost you. Norkia with another great ball. I mean, South Africa bowling very well. English playing the script out loud. Oh my God. Well, crying out loud. That is hilarious. Guys, I would be disappointed if that was the case, but you guys have been watching cricket a lot longer than me, so I have to sometimes listen more than I speak, right? And boundary there. Whew, maybe you guys are right. You know, I would hate if they did. And even if they did and you could tell that they actually threw it, let's say they get the 83 quick, right? 10 overs. And then all of a sudden they just slow down and start losing wickets and just can't get to 131. That would be like, are you serious? That would be so bad. What would be the penalty too? They couldn't prove they were match fixing at that point. Could they? You can't prove it. 87. So let's say they get to 87 within 10 overs, and then all of a sudden they miraculously just start, losing wickets, right? They get Bairstow the hit wicket sign, you know what I mean? Or he does it on his own. Oh, man. Don't underestimate the mind games between Australia and the old enemies. Oh, gosh. You know what's crazy? So this year, the World Series was won by the Atlanta Braves. I don't care about the Atlanta Braves. Honestly, I don't. All I did not want was Houston to win the World Series because they're cheaters and they got caught cheating on a big scale using technology. They beat my Yankees in a playoff game not too long ago that would have sent us to the World Series using technology. And even before that, though, when it was Houston versus Boston, I did not want Boston to win. I rooted for Houston, who are active cheaters, because I did not want Boston to win because I hate the rivalry. But I understand that as fans, we feel that way. But could players actually feel that way? Like, I hate this other team so much. I'm a root for cheaters, or I hate this other team so much. I'm a, what's the word? I'm gonna not throw a game, but I'm gonna slow walk or slow play a game. That's just crazy to me. Yeah, you can get caught. You can get caught. I'm saying, but what can they do? Up in the air. Oh no, I was gonna say it's gonna fall. I forgot. This is the power play, so nobody's gonna be out there. Boundaries are flying now. English body language. 10-hole wickets, nothing suspicious about that. Oh gosh. I can't, Renil. I can't take a break. The chat is too good. I still got a little coffee there here, so it's cold. I'll go get me a refill in a little bit. If Butler is bottled, then looking yummy. Norkia will be smashed today, my prediction. Gabe, if there's a few runouts, then it's hit. That's in the script play. Oh, man. I don't think England is going to make less than 131 on purpose. That would hamper their red-hot form. They will try to win. And I know that's what I thought. Like, teams don't throw games. Oh, there he is. I'm going to stay shut. I'm going to stay shut for a minute. Nick, the conversation here is, by the way, is England going to throw this game? Because, first of all, they got to score 87. If not, they're out. But if they throw this game and score less than 131 at Sharjah, by the way, less than 131, when everybody else is putting up 160, 170, then basically Australia's out. So Australia's only won one game and could be out. Only lost one game and could be out. So do you think England's rivalry with Australia is that serious that they would do that?
Oh, I sure hope so. I sure hope so. I am rooting for South Africa, even though I'm an England fan, because I don't want to see no Australia in there. Sorry, Dr. Jihan. I'll give you another reason to hate me. But guess what, everybody? I did it. I made Jason Roy my captain, baby, because I want him to go down like a dog. I put Butler in there. I want him to go down like a dog. I love England. England's already going to be in there. England's good to go. But South Africa could knock out Australia, who has 4 wins. Oh, that would be so glorious, especially since the one time they met, Australia won. Do I think that they would do it? No. I think South Africa's put up a good score. I don't care if it's Sharjah or whatnot. There's dew out there, so that would make it for more runs, right? Make it harder for the bowling. So I don't think England's going to lose this match. I really don't. Yeah. But that would be fun and exciting if Australia got ousted with 4 wins. And I'm sitting here praying that India can get in with 3 wins. And South Africa is the one that busted them out. None of Gabe's teams go in because of it. And it's because my team lost? Oh, that would be so funny.
Bro, we've been talking about this because like, what's going on? Why is England playing so slow? Like, are they really gonna slow play this thing? And
They're picking it up now.
now they're picking it up, man. But dude, the first 2 overs, dots. They were just.
Okay, listen. I got a few things here. First of all, Hond, I've tried to tell him it's Joss maybe 50 times. He ignores me, okay? Second of all, Skyber, go ahead, guys. Go ahead. That tells you how great Chris Wokes is. That he has one bad match in a long stretch. Oh, told you. So the other 15 examples did not tell you how good he was. This one example tells you that he's garbage. Yeah, how's that work for your argument? The guy gave up 3 in his first over, 5 in his second over. He got pumped for 1 over, 21. You know, it is what it is. It happens. South Africa is a serious squad. And not everyone's going to have an amazing over. Why'd you bring him out in the death? That was England's fault in the first place. He is an opener. He is a new ball T20 power play bowler. He should be going 3 overs in the power play, maybe 1 in the 9th or the 10th. What were you thinking bringing him out in the death? You were not using him to his strength. And South Africa better hope. Oh, they better hope that the best all-rounder in the world does not come up to bat, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you better hope.
I love it. I knew. Wow. So remember, guys, I said he's going to look at the last 10 matches. No, he went deeper. He said the last 15 matches. I know, Nick. Listen, he's my best friend for a reason. I was like, listen, he's just going to come and tell you guys, look at the last 10 matches. No, he went deeper. He said, look at the last 15 matches. Like, oh, man. You guys out of control. Listen, Nick, I'm going to take a break because my coffee got cold while I was over here chatting and
Do
stuff.
what you got to do, man. Do what you gotta
obviously, you know me. I said, all right, guys, I'm going to take a break during the innings break. And I talked through it. Yeah, I talked through it. But guys, tell him all the claims you guys were telling me about how Australia's gonna get screwed because England's gonna throw this game. No, don't tell him.
Oh, and the fans will lose their minds.
How could you placate this, Nick? How could you? We're supposed to be the voice of reason. How could you placate this? You really think England would do that?
Do you not know what the word break means? Oh, there's a boundary right there. Rabada, you are trash, my friend.
Let's go, England. I need to
listen. Skyver says, Nick, no, I'm saying Nick Wokes purposely playing bad because he wants Australia to go out of World Cup. That would be funny. I don't think he did. When you're as great as a Chris Wokes, you can't purposely be bad. Sometimes you just had a bad day, right? What's up, Sup? Nick Wokes dropped the ball metaphorically. Very, very nice. So this is like, I mean, they're scoring runs like crazy. Oh man. And I made Roy my captain. They had 1 in the first over, and now they have 36. It's not even the 4th over yet. Rabada's giving up 14. And it's the newer ball, for crying out loud. That dude is really soaking up those runs. 190 they need. They'll be able to chase this in the 17th over and break all the hearts of the South Africa fans and in glee make the Australia fans happy. But let me talk about Australia for a minute because they won earlier this morning. And I got to say, with all the times I've been trying to hate on Gabe and Dr. Jihan for loving Australia, they've won 4 matches, for crying out loud. And they beat the South Africa team that's, pushing on England a little bit. They are a squad that has had a resurgence. And it's like I said after the second match, and Gabe's like, no. It's like I said, if you have David Warner in form, you have a chance. Am I wrong? This guy's 83, for crying out loud. Now, the match before, he went down for like 5 or something like that, and Finch really picked things up, and the bowling really picked things up. They have players all around, but when you have David Warner, and I was laughing because Rennell's like, oh, my boy saved his groin finally. David Warner, right? I think what finally saved his groin was like the doctor was like, Warner, stop trying to make babies, my friend, for like 6 months. No, I'm just kidding. But this guy, he really catapults. And any team that has an opener that's going to get you 83, that's going to help a lot. Oh, there's an injury. Oh, no. Oh, of course. It's going to be Jason Roy that can't get up.
Oh,
I've fallen,
injury.
I can't get up.
Fake injury.
Why would he want to stop the mojo of them scoring runs?
So, Nick, before I take my break, I don't know who was in here. Somebody said it earlier, but they said there was one reason why Wokes got punked today, and it's your fault because you came at Jadeja. And Nick, when you come at the king, you best not miss. Oh,
So
did you know where that reference was from? By the way,
I don't think it's from The Wire. I heard you
it
talking
is.
and talking.
It is from The Wire.
But I don't think The Wire came up with it and invented it, my friend. I think that's like Shakespearean or some nonsense. I don't think The Wire came up with it.
Well, that's one of the most famous lines from The Wire. But in any event,
you
came at Jadeja.
Look at Roy. I mean, he's crying. I think he knows it's serious. Oh man. And even I have some respect to not go after him.
Oh, that sucks. Could England lose another player today?
That's going to be a wicket right there if he can't go. And he has that expression on his face like, dang it. I mean, he's got the one pad off. He can't even get up right now. I missed it. Did he get hit or did he pull a hammy while he was running? Oh, it looks like an ACL. Oh yeah, he can't. He's done. He's done.
Oh God.
There goes my captain. And you went gangbusters because you punk. You had David Warner as your captain. I hate your guts. I'm done now against you. I hate you so much.
Oh, I used my clean slate for this game right here. I got everybody in.
Oh, did you? I hate you even more. And that's a good choice to use because 189, they're going to need at least 190 to chase.
No, I don't think anybody.
Who made your captain? Oh, gosh, look at that. Yeah, he lost it right there.
Yeah, right there. You see it because he was just running. Yep, that's a MCL or ACL tear or maybe a strain. That sucks, man.
And he's not even. I don't want to knock the guy, but I would get the cart right now. I wouldn't even take any chances. You don't want to mess it up even more. I'm not a doctor. Maybe if it's an MCL, you're not going to mess up even more. It's already snapped. But England fans, he's done for. If this is look at that. He can't even go. Get the cart. Get a wheelchair or something. Come on, pick him up for crying out loud.
Sup, I don't think anyone here in CFA Nation would celebrate an injury. I don't think I know Nick and I.
No, I think he's saying about himself because he's a South Africa fan. I think he's just saying, "Dang, I wouldn't want to wish injury on anyone."
Oh yeah. No, absolutely not. And listen, injuries, guys, are part of the sport. It sucks, man. And I saw 2 nasty injuries last night. Kid graduating high school, last game, playoff game, gets injured 2 on our team. Sucks, man. Kid on the other side, opposing side, and everybody always takes a knee, man, because that could be you. That could be you. And
I'm telling you, Gabe, he's going to be done for about 6 to 12 months. If it's MCL or ACL, 6 to 12 months.
Yeah, easily 6 months. If it's an ACL, it's 6 to 12 months. And this is the second major injury for England. All right, they lose to Mills, and we're going to talk about that later, Nick. But, bro, Wood and did not look right today. He almost got hootied. He got an honorary hootie, 47, all right? Tamil Mills out. Now Jason Roy. England's starting to show chinks in the armor, bro. England's starting to show chinks in the armor, man.
Dude, look at my man. He is just...
Yeah, he's crying. He's hurt. He knows he's... Oh, man, that sucks.
And he's not crying because of pain. He's crying because he lost his chance to be in a World Cup championship.
Yeah, no. When a player knows it's going to be a long-term injury, that's what they're thinking. I'm going to be done for, I'm out of the World Cup. I'm going to be down for however much. Man, that sucks.
So it's interesting how they don't put the wicket on the board. But I know the guy comes back. It's not a wicket, but he can't come back when he gets replaced by Moeen Ali, can he? Or can he, when he's injured, get taken out and come back in? If he's not going to come back in. I'm just saying hypothetically, if he was able to come back in.
To my understanding, the rule is if you're retired injured, you are a wicket unless it's in the field. They can replace you for a fielder. But he's a wicket. Right now, he's a wicket. He can't bat like that. What, are you kidding me?
No, he's definitely not coming back. I'm just trying to figure it out. Correct, Nick. Thanks, Phil. I'm just not sure exactly what part I was correct about. He won't come back, but could. Okay, so he could come back. All right.
Yeah, he could come back. But he could come back, but he won't.
No. Yeah. There's a wide right there.
Yeah, he's retired hurt, which means now that he has to come back. If not, it's a wicket. So now, England only has 9 wickets to play with, and they'll play a little bit more conservatively, I would think. So, oh, man, that is brutal.
Yeah, it goes... Maharaj is bowling really well. I'm just going to say that. it goes without saying. But when I was joking around earlier about I made him my captain so that he goes down, that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
Never want injury. I respect Tom Brady a lot more in the NFL, but I used to hate him like everyone else because he would just win and win and win. And he got injured against a Kansas City player who went him low, and he was out for the whole year. The only time he was really injured for an extensive amount of time. This is years ago, maybe 10, 12 years ago. And I remember being happy that I wasn't have to deal with Tom Brady and the Patriots that year. But even I, who hated him, felt so bad for him and his injury because you can't wish that on anyone because that's Bush League right there.
No, definitely, man. Great, great call on your behalf here. And Moeen Ali putting in work. Moeen Ali putting in work with a boundary there, and it was a no ball. Nice.
Oh wow! Oh wow! They're gonna chase us in the 15th over.
You know what? And I'm gonna this is my last thought. Cricket one thing that needs to change in cricket is this stupid rule, because I understand that they're trying to prevent players from using the injury so that they could swap players in and out for defense or bowlers or whatever. You know what I'm saying, Nick? But the reality is, with these rules, you've put in players in a position where you may have to endanger your career by further worsening an injury, because that could cost my team a game. I could cost my team a wicket. I mean, they've got doctors out there. They know the guy.
He dropped it. Oh, he dropped the sitter. It wouldn't be a wicket because it's a no ball, but he still dropped it and allowed him an extra run. Wow.
Oh, it was a no ball. So yeah. But he dropped it.
I'm trying really hard, Gabe. I'm trying really hard. All I've been seeing on the internet the last few days is about how South Africa are chokers. I'm trying really hard not to say that right now.
Nick, I think that was the plan. Drop it and let Moeen Ali run. Let Moeen Ali run. He's like, drop it. I'll be back, bro. Oh, man, that's hilarious.
I'm so mad I didn't even get to say it myself. You guys are too smart. You guys are way too smart. Gabe will be back in just a minute. He didn't lose reception. He wanted to leave out on the Noeen call. Ozjaw, what's up, my man? There was a rule called super sub, and something similar was used in the BBL. Do you prefer that? Super sub, if someone gets injured. Listen, being newer to cricket, I have no problem with it, but I'm sure the cricket traditionalists, you fans that have been watching your whole lives or most of your lives, you would say, no, this is just the way it is. I think you've got to have an injury substitute. And I know there's like one exception. It's like concussion or something. If a guy literally can't go, and I understand you're going to think, well, what if he fakes injury? And then I get that. Then have some neutral doctor. Oh, wow, that's a shot. Oh, that's a 6 off Norkia. Norkia loves giving up runs to Butler. 24 off 13. Wow, Butler, you are a beauty. I understand you're going to say collusion. Get a neutral doctor. You got to have a medical staff on there anyways. Get a neutral doctor out there who can sit there and say, yeah, this guy's done. Get the super sub or whatever you want to call it. I have no problem with it, but I'm sure everyone's going to say, oh, you're crazy. And I probably am, because I am. Now that's called destroying. Ooh, Butler is a beast. Oh, yeah, Butler. What's up, ODT? Plant. AgeNet. Yeah, you and I both, Renell. Yeah, Han, there you go. If you fake an injury, you're done for 12 months. I like the way you think, my friend. I like the way you think. I completely agree. Thanks for your question, Ozjohn. How can you certain a neutral doctor? Doctors are also... I'll stop. Skyber, love you. No disrespect whatsoever to you, but stop it. Okay? You come from the school of Gabe as far as the conspiracy theorists. You're talking about a 1 in a million chance here. It's just like the umpires. How can we assure the umpires are neutral? They're getting paid. Maybe they have in the deep of their heart, stop. Okay? At a certain point, I just don't think it's fair that because a guy gets injured that he can't control, his team is now without. And I get you're going to say that's just the way it is in cricket. But you don't want the World Cup match to be decided that way, right? Australia. Oh, that's a wicket right there. Butler's down. Oh my gosh, South Africa has a chance. Butler's down. Oh, down goes Butler, and it's basically 2 wickets because Roy ain't coming back. Norkia, I apologize. You were getting pumped, but you still get those wickets. Something Mike Chris Wilkes couldn't do. Wow. And it's interesting. Let me know. Wow, right over the ground. He caught that. Nice catch. Let me know. Because it seemed like to me that he had all his weight behind him on the leg side, and he took that shot going on the offside. Let me know if that's a typical thing for a batsman, because I would think that's bad form to have your weight on the opposite side of where you're going. You can't get too much behind it. But I haven't noticed too much if that's a common thing. I know footwork is different in cricket than it is in baseball. I get that. But let me know, because that seemed like that was bad footwork. Bad weight displacement. Han Solo says, Dr. Osbert Lara is a totally impartial man and cannot be bought. Off. Oh, it's not April 1st? April Fools, absolutely. Dude, he got bought by Fool's Gold before. Come on. Here we go. Fixed match. Zanzi, is that how you say it? Zanzi, M is silent. Let's go, boys. The Comic Club. Wow. So you got Bairstow. Have we not seen this before? Just when you think Bairstow has no chance to do anything for his club, he gets 80 runs or something. Isn't that fitting for what happens here? They're still in the power play. They scored 58. But Roy is retired hurt. And now Butler went down with the wicket, got caught. Bairstow, he can do it. He can give you even a 50 or a 40 would be what England needs right now. But you had your 2 best batsmen going into the tournament done. But South Africa's given up so many runs already. England only needs 122 more in the next 14 overs. That can be done. But that wicket was huge. Oh, that wicket was huge. Norkia got it. Everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to let us know what's going on in this match. What are you thinking? Was that Bavuma? Who was that? No. Who was that? Let's see here. Norkia trying to get another wicket. He's trying to get another one, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that was Bavuma. Bavuma's like my height. He's like my height. He's not a very tall man. But that's okay. We can still get some stuff done. All the South Africa fans, let me know. What do you think? What do you think? Is this a perfect scenario for South Africa? Oh, that was a good ball right there. He just got a piece. Moeen Ali, you better not run unless it's the most obvious run of all time. You can't do that to your squad. Nick, what do you think of Rassie van der Dusen and Markram? Do you think IPL teams will show interest in them? Well, Markram was in the IPL this last year, was he not? He was in the IPL. I think he got a few chances, not much. Yes. The IPL definitely needs some new blood, needs some more players, especially with the expansion going on. I think you'll definitely show some interest, especially when you're able to do it on the big stage in a place like the UAE, where so far IPL and World Cup this year, big scores have been hard to come by. Unless you're Butler, power play's over. So I do think they're going to draw some interest, absolutely. And I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see some of these guys get some interest. I haven't seen Visa on IPL squad for a while. He definitely deserves a look. And you got 2 new squads, so let's do it. Let's do it. You got Shamsi in there now. Muin Ali, 8 runs off 6 balls. Bairstow, 1 off 1. 59 for 1, but it's really 59 for 2. Because I don't even think I can mess it up. Roy's not coming back. Get the score updated. Man, they still scored 59 in the power play. And I'm rooting against England today because I want Australia fans to suffer. I want them to suffer. Shamsi's in there. Butler went down 15 balls. We got 24 runs, and he was looking pretty good. You got Bairstow, England's last hope. Ronald Weasley up in there. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, Bairstow goes down. He's still garbage. Dr. Jihan, he did it to you. Bairstow did it to you. How does he look that surprised? How does he look that surprised? It's only happened to him like 35 times in the last month. How does he look that surprised? Wow, let's see this. Oh, yeah, that checked up just a little bit on. Oh, you're done. You're done, son. Bye. Let's see. Was it too high? I'm getting too excited here. That might be, that's pad. That might be a smidge too high, but I don't think it's going to be high. I think he's done. Bairstow! I just said he has a chance of getting you some runs. But he really doesn't want to. He can't help it. He's walking back right now, or he hasn't walked back yet because they're reviewing it. But he's thinking to himself right now, at least the one that they hit wicket. That's like his whole goal in life. Not to get a hit wicket. No. Not to get a hit wicket. Whoa, baby.
I'm going to tell you right now. Go back and everybody watch my video yesterday. Watch the video yesterday. This is what happened. This is what happened.
My video
from yesterday.
My video? Did you do any editing in that? Were you the only person in that video? How dare you disrespect Nick?
You know what that is? You know what that is? That was a signal that means Bairstow, get out. I agree. You guys have turned me to the dark side. No. Match fixing. I'm calling it right now. Match fixing. Arrest Bairstow.
It doesn't take much to turn you to that dark side. Stop it. Stop it.
Arrest Bairstow right now. You gotta be kidding me.
You're wrong on your video. You're wrong because you were saying when a guy has seen a bunch of balls, like McLeod, when you're seeing a bunch of balls and I give you the signal, you better hit wicket. He only saw 1 or 2 balls.
Bro, I can't believe I hate you. You know what? Get off the stream. Everything was going well till you got on the stream. What is going on here? Bro, they had 50 in the power play. They've lost 2 wickets. It's 59. This is match fixing. I cannot believe.
Actually, 3.
I cannot believe, honestly, bro, that this is happening on an international scale. This game needs to be investigated. Honestly, this game, they better. This game, no.
You are so stupid. You are so stupid. Okay, all right. So let's play out this dream world. Don't, Gabe. Don't. We already have like this much credibility. Don't ruin what credibility we have left. So this match is supposed to be fixed, right? So the plan was to fix this match and to lose on purpose. To score 58 in the power play? That was the plan? And then for Roy, he's gonna risk his body for a year for your stupid plan? What, every time he's running, is he trying like to hyperextend or something like that? You're out of control.
No,
you say Bairstow going down early is a match. That happens every day.
Wow, he said that. Okay, you know what? To Nick's point, Bairstow has been trashed this World Cup, so that it happens all the time. But listen, bro, Butler has not gone down early ever. Nick, the only time he didn't score more than 50 runs is because he was only chasing 55. Okay, what's going on? They're intentionally trying to keep the Aussies out. Is this World Cup just gonna completely suck for me? All right. Does the universe hate Gabe? Yes, it's all about me.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, Lafedinales. Whoa. Lafedinales, bro. Lafedinales. Oh,
Come on, dude. What's wrong with you?
my bad,
Listen,
my bad.
listen. Nothing would make this day even better. And I'm an England fan, but I don't want Australia in there because I'm a true England fan. Listen, nothing would make me happier than a Noeen Ali run out. Oh, that would be fantastic.
Bro, if it's a Noe Ali run out, I am literally
That's
going
not match fixing because he does that every day too.
He said that's
Just not for CSK. He's already done it once in his World Cup.
You cannot make this up. It happens. You can't make this up, man. Like, Nick, come on, talk me off a cliff here. Okay? How does this happen? They've lost 3 wickets.
Dexter's got it. For the net run rate and all that jazz, they need 70 runs with 7 wickets. That's really hard to do. That's hard to do.
If they don't get 70 runs and 7 wickets, I can lose my mind and go on Twitter and attack. I'm gonna attack the World Cup, attack the ICF, attacking everybody.
You can't. No, you can't. But 70 runs. So it's not that they have to get below 190. They have to get below 131.
Yes, correct.
I don't think that's gonna happen,
bro.
I don't, because Dewan Milan. Listen, I have not seen the #1 T20 player since I've watched him play cricket. Maybe this is his time.
Oh my gosh, Nick! Now you just you know what Nick just did there, guys? He reversed.
No, I'm just asking the question.
You're a hater. You're an Aussie hater. Oh, you know what? You disgust me. I know what you just did right there. I know.
I did not do it. Oh, I love it. Look how they're on the far side pitch right there. That's so awesome. You got Markram bowling. Markram, who a lot of people believe has made himself some IPL cash, bowling there against Moeen Ali. Okay, South Africa qualify if England score 131 or fewer. Yep, Dexter's got it. England qualify if they score 87 or more. They need 87 more runs. What?
No, say they need 87 total. So for England, they need what? 25 more runs.
Oh, I got you. Because they would be 4-1. I got you.
You got to be kidding me.
Absolutely, Siddhartha. Absolutely, Arun. Yes, that's what we want.
Arun, Siddhartha, Renil, put him in timeout. Stick him in the bathroom. That's going to be our timeout. Renil, that's
no. Renel, you know as well as I do who banished you. You know how that feels. So you can't take any advice from the banisher over here. I have that baggy green in the background. I got to get the baggy green out of the background. All right.
Wow, you're so dirty, Nick. Wow, you just threw me under the bus like that. Renil, it was an accident. Wow, he just went back to old school, bringing up some old stuff, man.
It was never an accident. He told me that day that you had been driving him crazy, and he was going to teach you a lesson.
Oh wow, how dare you? Look, Renil says, I can't. Aussies are my enemy.
Exactly. Oh, thank goodness.
Oh man, this is out of control. And you know what's funny? 2 games. The next 2 days are so interesting with what's going to happen in the World Cup, because today's game, it's like, okay, England could be out if they don't at least score 87, which they will.
Oh.
Then if they don't score 131, Australia will be out. And then tomorrow we're rooting for Afghanistan. I mean, it's so interesting that these other games are really what's going to count. And it's crazy. It's crazy.
So I was watching this. It was a pretty funny video that Renell suggested, the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. And they were talking about the cricket teams in the World Cup and comparing them to wrestlers of old. It was hilarious. But they were talking, who were they talking about with Australia? I can't remember what wrestler they mentioned. But they said this is a wrestler that nobody likes, that is like good for so many. Oh, I think it was Bret Hart. It was Bret Hart, right? Now, people like Bret Hart, but Bret Hart will never stop. I saw a video he put out a few months ago. He'll never stop complaining and blaming everyone else for the reason why his career was over instead of himself. This guy is still blaming Goldberg because of the freak accident that happened in the ring. Okay. He's still blaming McMahon. He's still blaming WCW and all these different things. That's Australia. Australia can be big and bad and tough, but when they don't win, it's everybody else's fault.
Wow. Well, if they don't win because of match fixing, then yes, Nick. All right. Yes. The injury,
the Montreal screw job. Okay, you're Bret Hart too.
The Montreal screw job. Did you hear though? I remember saying that supposedly Goldberg had like a vendetta. Like him and Bret Hart didn't get along, so it was like
I'm sure they didn't get along, but there's no way. There's no way I believe that Goldberg intentionally tried to take him out. There's no way I believe that. Man, and you know what's ridiculous? This is. I would be ticked if I was Hitman as well. I would, but this is the thing that really kind of frustrated me. This is how sour he is years later after the fact. This guy was on top for like 6 or 7 years. He was the name in wrestling. He's in the Hall of Fame.
That's a boundary.
That's a boundary. This guy said that when Goldberg did his tour around for the wrestling video game and the $3 million he got, he was legitimately shocked that Goldberg didn't give him half the money because he ruined his career. So he expects, because of this freak accident, that Goldberg gives him half his money. What person is ever going to do that? And he actually expects it. I love Bret Hart as a wrestler, but he really annoys me whenever he talks. I'm just saying.
Interesting. And you know what? What's crazy is people don't realize about all these injuries that did happen in wrestling. And a lot of people hate McMahon, bro. Listen, what happened to, for instance, Stone Cold Steve Austin, his career was almost ruined. They broke this guy's neck in the ring. And McMahon does put these wrestlers in dangerous situation. Remember the go for a boundary?
No. Yes, I have seen The Wrestler, Dexter. Great movie.
Not Owen Hart. Owen Hart died, right? In the ring. So obviously that whole family just, the British Bulldog, they've all got these personal vendettas against them because of what their family have endured because of the McMahons. But
this is the thing too, though. Without Vince McMahon, they wouldn't have had the platform they had to wrestle and to become stars. Also, the dumb thing about the Owen Hart thing is that was, in my opinion, only a response because of what Sting was doing coming from the rafters in WCW at that same time. And so it was just a blatant copy job. Obviously, and I think they had done it a few times before, but obviously it wasn't, safe enough, and you can't rush to copy someone. I know Shawn Michaels had done it several times and successfully, but it's just dangerous. And to do something just because it's getting a big pop from someone else somewhere else in a different wrestling thing, that's just really frustrating. Yeah, he's out of the tournament. He's out for like 6 or 12 months at least.
So it's official then.
They made it official, but
oh man. I mean, I saw it and I was hoping that it might have just been like a really bad knee sprain, but that means they already know it's a tear. That sucks, bro. MCL or ACL.
On kit. I get it. It's okay. He's still the best all-rounder in the world, okay? It's okay.
Man, hearts and prayers, honestly, guys, goes out to Jason Roy. I hope him a speedy recovery, man. Injury sucks for athletes. Because you got to understand, we're talking about Bret Hart right now, and you're one injury away from your career just being over. Bottom line, all right? Somebody could take your spot, or you just may not rehab. We all think, oh, it's no problem. Just a knee surgery, come back, right? Guys, some guys can't rehab. Some guys, your body doesn't react right to it. You know what I'm saying? Your body doesn't heal properly. Now, for the most part, yes, technology has gotten good enough where, for instance, in baseball, right, you used to have Tommy John and your career was over. Now, 99% of guys that have Tommy Johns come back, throw just as hard, if not harder. But there is that 1% of guys whose careers are over. So I'm hoping that that Jason Roy, I'm hoping of a speedy recovery, man. I hate seeing athletes get injured, bro.
So the reason why I'm laughing right now is Han Solo called you Ralphus. That's hilarious. I'm going to show you a picture of Ralphus right now because that's disrespectful right there. That is, and no, we're not doing wrestling right now. It just came up on a few comments. Let me get Ralphus in here. You're going to love this. I'm going to take us out for just a second. This is you. according to Han. Disrespectful right there.
Oh, Han, you're so disrespectful.
Ralphus was hilarious. Chris Jericho was hilarious.
Nick, I love Chris Jericho. Nick, I hate to say it, England is going to win it. Nobody World Cup undefeated. Yeah, England, like I said, it's interesting. I'm gonna talk about England's chances after the game. First, let's see what happens here. I never thought Dr. Jihan, thank you for the super chat. He said, I never thought I'd be supporting England in support of Australia cause. Australia is the Undertaker of cricket. Thoughts? I just told you guys, I was rooting for Houston Astros, who are one of the most hated franchises in baseball, who cheated their way to a World Series, who beat my Yankees using technology, and that was proven. And I still rooted for them because I hated Boston that much. Okay, I hate Boston that much. I didn't want to see Boston in the World Series. I didn't want, not even a little bit. So I understand, Jihan. Right now, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Another boundary.
We need England to play well. We need them. We need them, Jihan. Because if not, this World Cup is over for you and me, my friend.
Rabada's getting destroyed. Milan gets a boundary right there. And no offense, Dr. Jihan, but you couldn't be any more wrong. Undertaker, you're thinking of the streak, right? Did the Undertaker ever talk besides rest in peace? He never talked. The Aussies love the sledge. They love the talking. I can't give the comparison to Undertaker. Come on. How to do the super chat? Just right there in the chat, you'll see a money sign. You can do it that way.
Oh, Renelle, you're out of control. She said West Indies is the Undertaker of cricket.
She probably means the other way around.
Dude. Oh, man. Come on, England. It feels dirty even saying it. You're right. You're absolutely right, okay? Oh, what have the world come to? Jihan, all Australian fans, we loathe ourselves right now. But yes, we're rooting for some England. Come on.
These new ones.
You guys are out of control. West Indies cricket is burying kids. Burying cricket long ago. That's funny.
I got to think about who India is as far as a wrestler goes. And I watched wrestling in the 80s and 90s, early 2000s. So that's where I'm going to go. You know what? India might be a Goldberg. And I'll say this. Goldberg ducked out some matches. He didn't want to face Bret Hart. He didn't want to face Chris Jericho, right? And in the cricket podcast, they were mentioning that about India, about how India, they don't want to face certain teams or whatever. I won't say which ones. But certain teams, that would be a great matchup. So that might be a good comparison. Not to mention they are very strong, right? Got the streak going on.
I'd have to disagree with that. Because India has a lot of flair, right? And they've got some really loud and brash players. Goldberg was quiet. So if I were to take India as a team.
Goldberg was quiet? Did you ever see him come out? You have that look on his face. He would go crazy. He was quiet?
Okay, but that's all he did.
He didn't give a lot of promos.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when I'm talking about flair, okay, we got to talk about guys like who the best.
You tell me Goldberg and Coley aren't similar in the way they're just demonstrative?
No.
Oh.
I just think that India plays louder. When you think about guys like Ashwin, when you think about all these guys with personalities, you know what I mean? A Pant. I compare him more to The Rock, you know what I'm saying? Even because India does their bit of sledging too. You talk about Australia, India does their bit of sledging too. Just saying. So, or even
that's a true Australia fan right there.
What? They don't?
No, Australia can sledge 20 times in a series, and the other team does it once. Oh, they did just as much as we did. Fair is fair. You're out of control. You are out of control.
Goldberg was just big and loud as far as because he was huge, but he wasn't. To me, I'm sorry, I never even found Goldberg entertaining. To me, the entertaining guys were always, the Macho Man Randy Savages of the world, Stone Cold Steve Austin's, The Rock, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Those guys were bro. They carried wrestling, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but India, even in the press conferences, they don't talk that much.
Well, certain guys don't talk. You heard Ashford?
You're talking about guys.
Talking.
No, you're talking not for Team India. He talks for himself. You're talking about guys that give promos. Even when India lost, what did Kohli say? Sometimes you have some bad matches. I want you to read this from Dr. Jihan about wrestling, my friend.
The Attitude Era, American Badass Undertaker talked trash a lot, particularly towards The Rock.
And I was going to say that actually earlier, that when he was the American Badass, right? He had the red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
I didn't say it because it's full American and not Australian. But yes, he talked a whole lot more. He had his motorcycle there. He was loud. But from my memory that serves, I hated that iteration of the Undertaker, by the way. I hated that. And my memory serves, he wasn't as dominant as that iteration. But I think that was the person himself that really wanted that character.
Come on. All right, that's going to run away for a boundary. So England is now...
Nope, got picked up.
Oh, wow, he saved that? So England is 4 runs away from qualifying, guys. And then we talking about 50 runs for Australia to qualify. So right now, guys, England is in the driver's seat. They're going to get in. The question is, are they going to suddenly collapse and then all of a sudden Australia is out? I'll call match fixing in a minute. Just saying.
I'll tell you right now who the hot rod is. We're talking about Roddy Piper. Gabe is the hot rod because Roddy Piper loved to come out and talk. He had a huge fan following. People go crazy when they hear the bagpipes. Yes. Like they would go crazy when he would come out. He would talk so much trash. He was great behind the mic. But when it came to wrestling, he sucked, for crying out loud. He didn't win 1 championship. I don't even think he got 1 championship match. He was garbage. That's why he did.
Oh, you're the worst. But he was one of my favorites too, bro. Bro, I loved the talkers. Like, I'm telling you, Roddy Piper, Ric Flair, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Those are the best, bro, because they're the talkers. They're just you know what I mean? Even Hulk Hogan couldn't carry an interview the way the Macho Man Randy Savage could. You know what I'm saying, dude? And dude, that's really awesome. Yeah, that's really what sold wrestling to me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Viniac, best Undertaker era was the Ministry of Darkness. I completely agree. That came out when I was like a teenager. And I was still scared by that whole demonic type situation. He had the Ministry there. That's where I want to say Edge and Vangrel and all that kind of stuff came out of. Vangrel, whatever his name was. That they got to 87. There you go, England. I knew you were going to qualify.
England qualifies.
Great
Important
job.
Update.
Absolutely, they qualify. But I agree. That was a fantastic. The whole mystique, the lights went dark for a long time. He had his little minions that came out. That was a cool era of The Undertaker.
Interesting. What over are we in right now? The 11th over.
Yeah, they're gonna help Australia out, no problem, because South Africa can't get any more wickets. Come on.
If something weird here happens, Nick, where somehow they got to 87 and 11, but they can't muster another 50 runs with 8 wickets in hand. Well, 7 really, because of course we've got Jason Roy out. Would you agree that it's shady?
If what happened?
If somehow
they lose all the wickets before 131?
Yes. Would you agree it's shady?
No.
Okay.
Because honestly, an honest opinion about this, if you assume match fixing as quickly, and I know most people in the audience, if not all, are doing it trolling, but I honestly think you're believing it, which is ridiculous. If you actually put any kind of stock into that, then you're disrespecting the athletes. You're saying that everyone can be bought, and I know what you think. In Gabe's world, if one person has been bought, in the history of sports, right, then everyone's been bought. They're obviously all doing it, which is ridiculous because we're both teachers. There are teachers out there that get arrested for all types of stupid stuff. Right. We must all be doing it, right? No. So, I mean, I have too much respect for these athletes to assume that all of them can be bought. They're not the Black Sox of 1919 for crying out loud.
It's funny. We hit the same thing because that's what I was saying earlier. Like, guys, no, England isn't going to do that. I was actually you are echoing exactly what I said earlier. Like, no, guys. Oh, players don't do that. Okay, players respect the game too much. They have a mutual respect for one another. Now, umpires is a different story. I absolutely believe all umpires can be bought, and they have been in many instances.
You
But
you
players
mentioned
are
Donahue
different.
over and over. Keep going.
Boom! There we go. There we go. Give me that.
There was a comment here I want to get to. Jihan says, guys, you enjoying this championship series question? I'll give you a serious answer, and this is not going to be very popular. I'm not enjoying it that much. There's not a lot of parity. There's not a lot of competition. It's a few teams, and it has nothing to do with how India's doing. Even that match with India and Scotland, as much as I love the net run rate, that was a boring match. I want to see competitive matches. I want to see down the wire. I want to see super overs. I want to see a lot of teams in it, not just a few. Now, there's another boundary right there. You look at the top two teams, 4-1, 4-1. South Africa to be 3-2. And everyone else is just pretenders, for crying out loud. Group A, like Gabe would said originally, is the most difficult group. But there's still some jokes as far as competition-wise. So I'm not enjoying the lack of competition. And I don't feel like there's a lot of buzz on CFA Nation, on the internet, on the cricketing world for this World Cup. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if this is par of the course for most World Cups, or if this is one of the more boring World Cups of recent years. I'm glad it's my first one, though. I'm not super impressed.
I got to tell you, I think I agree with you, but for different reasons. I think that part of the lack of buzz is that we saw the end of an era, right? West Indies playing as poorly as they have in this World Cup when so many people predicted them to win. And I mean, we're talking experts, right? On real crick buzz and all different types of other platforms. And that really played a role. The pitch has played a role with all the low scoring matches as well. So I think that's a big issue. And honestly, yes, we didn't expect an Oman to get there. Okay, Nick, let's just be real. We didn't expect a Scotland to get there. Yes.
You hit yourself, Oman.
No. But listen to what I'm saying. But to your point, we also didn't expect Australia to go 4-1 and possibly still not be in. We didn't expect, England to go, they're 4-0 right now. They might go 4-1 if they lose this one, or 5-0. We expected to see some other teams win, more balance. So I think that has been a part of it too. But yeah, I mean, I think that the West Indies playing as bad as they did, and, end of an era, and, also with the pitches being so slow, I think that's been played a huge role as well. We'll see what happens. Man.
I wonder what this is not too serious, but this is a serious question. I wonder what these bowlers feel like when they give their hat to Bavuma and he puts it in his back pants. Like, I wonder how they feel about that. I mean, honestly, he's put in his pants over his butt, for crying out. I'd be like, can you just point your head? Would that be it? Can I get someone else? Nothing against Bavuma, but I don't want my hat in someone else's butt, for crying out loud.
That's hilarious.
Probably lost a lot of viewers in that one, but I'm just saying.
That's hilarious. So, Nick, to your point, England quickly proved that, no, we're not trying to just get the 87 and slow play it. That last over, 12 runs, so England obviously...
Did you say we when it talks about England?
Well, okay. My apologies.
You have no loyalties. Australia fans, get them.
I'm just saying, we need England to perform. Australia. Jihan said he's rooting for Australia. Of course he is. Australia fans know what's going on, and they could have slow played it, but they're not. They're trying to win. And as I speak, Moeen Ali with a
monster,
big six there.
If he keeps hitting those sixes, he doesn't worry about the run out. Saraf, you must be joking here, because this doesn't make any sense. You're finding it boring because it's going to be an Asian team lifting the trophy up. You know what? You're right. I'm a fan of India. Oh, wait, they're in Asia. That's all I got to say about that. Come on.
Oh, man.
Not every American hates the rest of the world, okay? Very few, actually. Most Americans don't have time in their busy schedule to even think about the rest of the world, or have time in their big egocentric mind to think about anyone else. Man, that was huge. Look at Shamsi's eyes. He's like, it can go that far?
bro, that's 102 meters. Wow. Moeen Ali, bro, he is a beast. Yeah, UAE pitches. I don't think another World Cup should be played at the UAE, honestly. And I tell you what, it's brutal. And he picks that up, and that goes for
That's a
there it
wicket.
goes. There it goes
There's
for a wicket. Picks
Let
that
me
off the
guess.
ground.
Match fixing. It's match fixing, right? They
That's
got
Moeen Ali.
past the 87. It's match fixing.
They're hitting runs and they're trying to take big shots. But Moeen Ali does that. He'll get you big shots. Here's what I love about Moeen Ali, Nick, for the most part. He goes out, right? But Moeen Ali has been in all of basically 4 overs and giving you 37 runs, 130 strike rate. The guy does not waste time. Okay, Josh Butler, 173 strike rate. You cannot have guys that absolutely kill you. Now, Bairstow's strike rate was 33, but then again, we have to understand Bairstow only saw 3 balls. But that's why I don't understand when guys are just, you know what I'm saying? Like slow playing it and slow crawling it. And, they need 80 runs on 46 balls, but really all they need is 30 runs. All Australia needs is not even 30 runs. They need 21 runs. So right now, I am the biggest. Who's coming out, Nick? Who's coming out the bat? Wokes. Oh, please, Chris Wokes. Oh, Chris Wokes. Is it Wokes?
No, it's Livingston.
Oh, that's Liam Livingston.
You got me excited for no reason.
My apologies.
I want to get to this comment from Steven because I agree with him for the most part. He says most Americans don't even know there is a rest of the world now. That's not true. We do, but we don't care. World champions, American football, really. All the domestic sports call themselves world champions, okay? So let's use, because football is not a best example. Let's use basketball as an example. They have players from all over the world that come. It's the biggest domestic basketball league. It's the IPL of basketball. It's the biggest one in the world, and players from all over the country. There is no limit. There is no limit to any overseas players. I'm just going to mention that in the NBA. If you can play, you can play. If you can get noticed, there's lots of leagues around the world. They don't try to limit how many overseas players. It's just anyone that wants to. I've always made fun of the fact that they call themselves the World Series or World Championships. Yes, it's a very American thing to do. But let's use World Cup for a second here in cricket. 12 teams, right? Where 3 of them were teams that aren't usually invited to the party, right? So you're talking about 9 teams. That doesn't cover the entire world, but those are the teams that have status. Those are the teams that qualified. Those are the teams that go on. So is there really any kind of world competition where everyone gets a chance to actually play? I'm not talking about qualifiers 2 years in advance. Maybe soccer, football is the closest thing to it, that kind of World Cup. I think it's like 32 nations or something like that.
Right.
But in basketball, it's pretty close because anyone's invited, and it is you have players from all over the world. Case in point, the best player in the world, maybe right now, has won a championship, is the Greek Freak. He's from Greece, for crying out loud.
And also the World Baseball Classic. Again, World Baseball Classics, but the World Baseball Classic, to your point, Nick, also guys have to qualify to get in there, and not every nation plays baseball. That's just a reality. Well, not every nation plays basketball or football in America, but it's not only it's not only subject to those players where you're not limited. Oh, you cannot have players, or you can only have so many. If you can play, you can play. If you can play, you can play. We'll take you in a heartbeat. Listen, Yao Ming was one of the biggest things in the NBA, and what was he, like a 7-footer, 7-foot Asian? I think he was 7'2" or 7, like, you know what I mean? Asian players from the Caribbean, Tim Duncan, European players, man. There's so Canadian players, Steve Nash, so many guys. So, I definitely see Nick's point there. With that being said, I don't think there's actually a truly world anything other than maybe FIFA, and that's still not the entire world, and maybe the Olympics, right? Because anybody can send a team.
Yeah.
Anybody can send
But
a
you
team.
still got to be able to pay a lot of money to send those guys, right? You got to pay a lot of money to get the guys ready to go or those girls ready to go and send them. But I see what you're saying, Steven, and I get it. It's ridiculous to call a world championship. I've always agreed with that. Absolutely. It's a domestic championship, but it's all good. Can we stop hating on America? We're not hating on America. We are Americans. What are you talking about? We're not hating on America. But listen, I don't know you. Flick, is that it? Flick SC. I don't know you too well. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. We're both Americans. We're not hating on ourselves. We are very patriotic ourselves. We love our country. We're not moving anytime soon. And but we're being honest about a flaw in American sports, calling everything a world championship. But again, Gabe and I will always be honest. We'll always be honest. We'll always tell you the absolute truth. And there's some people, unfortunately, that can't, look in the mirror and tell the truth about certain things. But we're not hating on anybody.
Sidra, this is a very interesting comment, and I got to disagree with you here. Bro, European players are ruining NBA like overseas
Ruling.
Players are ruling NBA like overseas players in IPL. Milwaukee Bucks got Giannis, like he's Ben Stokes, right? Guys, if people could play, they could play. And
yeah, why is that better?
I don't care where they're from. That's one of the things I love about the NBA and Major League Baseball as well. Not so much football, because I don't think American football is really big enough. Bring as much talent as you can. I love watching Giannis play. All right. I love watching Dirk Nowitzki, when Dirk Nowitzki was a thing, play. All right. I love watching these guys ball. Why not want to see the best talent out there? You know what I mean? So for me, I'm not one of those haters that say, a European took an American spot. Then get better. All right. Yeah. Competition. I want to see the best of the best play. So, good for them. Good for them, man. And once again, the Team USA dropped, what was it, Nick? Their first 1 or 2 games in the Olympics, bro. And we're like, oh man, this past year, there's players around the world. Now, did they end up winning? Yeah, but there's players around the world. And that just shows, man, there's going to be a lot of competition moving forward.
Milan gets that boundary. So, Australia, you're 15 runs away. Can you feel calm now and safe now? You're okay, right? Can you feel okay now? You're 15 runs away. Milan, he showed up when the team needed him to. Unfortunately, he showed up when Australia needed him to, for crying out loud.
Come on, baby. Come on. Dude, you notice I'm not even talking about the score because I'm not trying to jinx it, because I've seen the collapses happen. Just please get to 131.
It's please. Not even, there's not a chance. Calm down.
Nick, the cricketing gods hate me. You know this, okay? You know this.
Well, I know it. Almost everyone hates you besides your family, but
Exactly. And
you get used to it.
The jury's out on that, okay? The jury's out on that. Other than Trey, I don't trust anybody in this spot. Anybody. The scowling looks my daughter gives me, the 2 younger ones, the little one is a shady one too. The 10-year-old, me and him are gonna have to squabble. I can tell you that already, because you got a mouth on him.
You really think that she's gonna choose you over him? Stop it. Ooh. I will say that your students like you too. That's someone else that likes you. Alex, your wife's gonna choose Alex over you any day.
Oh, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. They're all Team Savannah. The only person on my squad is Trey.
Oh.
Come on.
Okay, because he can make the millions one day. It's a good guy to have on your side.
You know what I'm saying? Almost there. I've got to have a reason. I need Australia to get through, guys. I've got to have. Listen, first and foremost, Nick would be so obnoxious if Australia and West Indies get knocked down and don't even make it to the round of 4. Oh, I would hate life. Especially that gives him a better chance of one of his teams winning, and then I got to hear the garbage. Oh, I would hate life so bad, first and foremost. Second of all, I need to feel good about myself, people. Come on now. West Indies just died. Cricket in West Indies died today, all right? It's the end of their era. We got to scrap it all up and start from fresh. We got to start from fresh, people. I need this, all right? I need this.
Han Solo, none of us doubted that for 1 second, okay? None of us doubted that for 1 second. John Weir, I appreciate the comment here. The only thing that grinds me a little is baseball's World Series. I understand that players come from all over the world, but it's still a U.S. domestic competition. No hate intended. I like that comment, and I completely agree with you. No hate intended either. The only thing I want to say about that is this. I don't know, just on the idea, right? I know this is not what we're saying, but just on the idea that America is so self-involved, doesn't care about the rest of the world, which isn't true. It isn't true whatsoever. But just on that idea, that hypothetical idea, I don't know too many other countries that are more concerned with other countries than themselves either. Every country has to be egocentric. The politicians have to worry about their country, their safety, their citizens, their power, their everything. So let's not pretend, like, even if that was it, that the citizens of a country love other countries more than their own. It's kind of a silly sentiment. So yes, is it silly World Series? Yes, but come on.
Plus, if you've actually watched Major League Baseball, you'll realize that baseball is a universal sport. I would say it's probably the third biggest sport in the world. Because, I mean, when you talk about baseball, guys, we've got, think about the World Baseball Classics. Okay, you got Korea, China, all right, Canada, United States, Mexico, Argentina, Cuba. They got players from literally everywhere. England doesn't have a team, actually, now that I think about it. The Brits don't have a team, but Italy has a team in Europe. So they got Europeans. Like, baseball is huge internationally. It may be one of the probably the third biggest international sport, I would think, Nick, behind, of course, football, which is universal, and then cricket. But man, I'm telling you, watch Major League Baseball and you'll see how many players come from all over the world, and it's amazing. That just brings the best talent. Come on, we're almost there. 117. Oh God, oh God, oh God.
It's crazy how I'm not even paying attention to the fact they're probably going to lose this match. 73 runs on 35 balls. It's all about those 14 runs, right? Because it's me and Gabe's sitting here, he's like, I'd be happy if India makes it through. I would not be happy if Australia makes it through. I'm not going to be that magnanimous or whatever that phrase is, or that word is.
Magnanimous.
But they're going to. Oh, I need that edge. Come on.
Keep swinging and you'll catch a code. Nick's line right there. Keep swinging and you'll catch a code.
You love to steal my lines. I have Pretorius on my side, so I need to get a wicket right here. Maybe a few.
So I love
rugby is bigger than baseball worldwide. I got to look into that. I'm not sure if that's true.
I disagree with that, Han. Let me read Renil's comment here real quick. Australian fans always say Aussies don't focus on T20 much. Imagine if they win the World Cup this year. Will they have the same mantra? No.
Oh.
No.
You would have a depressed cricket community.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If Australia wins this year, forget about it.
Absolutely. I don't hate Australia. My only hate for them is Gabe. That's the only reason whatsoever. I still have love for them from the test. I like learning about their players or whatever. But I know there are some people that hate Australia cricket. Right. They hate them with a passion.
Right. And that's honestly why I love Australia, because they're hated, bro. You know what I mean, bro? You know me. It's like the Yankees.
Yes, we know. Yankees, you're wearing that silly hat right now.
Yankees are universally hated. I love it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's if you're not a Yankee fan, you're a Yankee hater. I absolutely love it. Come on, guys.
That cartoonish hat right now. And honestly, I think the Toon Squad have more respectability than the Knicks.
What is going on here?
Dude, unless they're at 8 wickets, you don't have to worry about anything. They have like 32 balls to get 14 runs. No runs, let's go.
No. He had a funnier comment earlier. Manny once said 6 maidens. Let's go.
Yeah.
6 maidens. If 6 maidens happen, bro, listen, get the police out, get out Interpol, match fixing for sure.
No. If they sit on 130 for about 5 overs, then I'll agree with you.
Could you imagine 130 for 5 overs?
There would be absolutely an investigation.
Oh man.
What's up, sup? The 3 sports are football, cricket, and rugby.
Interesting that rugby has a bigger following than baseball, even though baseball's played in so many different countries, so many different leagues. But
we have rugby here.
Yeah, we do. And our rugby team, we got some big boys, man. Because we got those Hawaiian boys. They don't play. Get it out. Get it out.
Yep.
That's a 6. That lets me breathe a little bit.
I don't know. You're so stressed.
Yes.
You're so stressed. All right. So I'm going to go from top end sports. however believable they are. And this is what they say about estimated fans, all right, around the world. They use estimated fans. Soccer or football, number one, obviously, 3.5 billion fans.
Oh, yeah.
Cricket, they have cricket, number two, 2.5 billion fans.
About 1 billion from India.
Field hockey, number 3, 2 billion fans. Tennis, number 4, 1 billion fans. Volleyball, number 5. Table tennis, number 6. Baseball, number 7. They don't even have rugby on here. They have basketball and football tied for 9. And most of those fans are in America, for crying out loud.
Well, fans are one thing, but we're talking about highest grossing and stuff like that. Tennis.
No, that's what I thought we were talking about. Fans around the world, people that are fans of that sport, right?
Fans, I see what you're saying.
If we're talking about grossing, baseball's not even in the top 6 because even this country, baseball's number 3 or 4. Their ratings go down and down every single year.
Right. Come on. Table tennis, let's go. I know, right? Look at me. Table tennis, let's go.
That's what Top End Sports says.
I'm gonna make a comment in a minute, but right now this is really important for Cabal, baby. Give me a 6 right now. Yeah, get it out. I just called it.
You got in, Australia. You got in.
Let's go.
Oh, now you wear it.
With the baggy
now
green,
you
let's
wear
go.
It. Oh, you are pathetic. But I'll let you enjoy it.
Let's go, Australia. Jihan, let's go, baby. Australian qualify. That's right. Fear us. Let's go to work. Bring it on. Who does Australia get? Come on, Pakistan. Come get the smoke. Who is it, Pakistan or whoever we go? Whoever comes from that bracket, come get the smoke. Let's go. Oh, man. Now I'm going to talk smoke. Yeah, a couple minutes ago, this is me, guys, by the way. Yeah, I was nervous. I was biting my nails. Look at that. You guys see that? The nails is all down. I'm picking my nails. I'm all nervous. Now it's like, let's get to work with the baggy green. Oh, I can't wait for the Australian sledging. Let's go. Oh, man, I can't wait.
Who got you that 6? Livingston. This guy has been a disappointment, but he can get that 6, and that was proof of it right there. That was a beautiful 6.
Liam Livingston, baby.
Oh, here we go. Here we
go. Australia will be champions. T20 champions will call it.
He didn't waste any time.
I got your back. I'm with you. Champions, baby.
Jihan, you are out of control. Without any time. I love it. There's other 6 from Livingston.
Boom.
He's in some kind of form.
England may actually win this game. Forget about this. They may win the game.
Rabada's given up 38 and not even 3 overs yet. I picked that guy up.
Hootie! I stayed away from him. Ew.
I was hoping he was due.
I love it.
That's going to be that kind of due.
Jihan, I'm with you. Bring on Pakistan. Let's go, cousin. Let's see what happens when they feel that Australian pace. Patty Cummings, put one in Baba Azam's ear. I'm just saying, break up that partnership early.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. Let's go to work, cousin.
There's the Australia fan in you. There's the Australia fan in there. What's good for the goose is not good for the gander right there.
Come get it. Rizwan, he think he's going to be comfortable at the crease? Oh, I can't wait. Hazelwood, light him up like a Christmas tree. Oh.
Okay,
sorry.
Drink the most annoying way possible.
I do it purpose to piss you off.
Listen to this. I can't wait to save this video clip right here and play it for when Australia goes down in the first match in the Final Four, baby.
You lost your mind.
Because guess what? When that happened, another 6?
That's another one.
Rabada. He's going to go for the record.
Rabada getting pumped here.
He was like 2 for 5. And now he's got 18 runs. 20 runs. He's about
to get hootied.
He's already gotten hooting.
Oh, gosh, I love it. Oh, man. Oh, God is good. Oh, listen, any people that I don't care what religion you're from, but anybody that doubts God, this is where you know there is a God, okay? Let's go. Oh, yes.
You got to understand, every time you buy a bag of green, it comes with its own sandpaper. He did not get the record. He did not get 6 sixes. Dang it.
Darn it. That's okay. He's going to get hootied because he's about to get hootied.
This just in. Delhi Capitals just released Rabada.
Bye. Oh, man. Rabada feeling like Stuart Broad. That's funny. 44 runs. Yeah. 44 runs. The only thing they might do, Nick, to keep Rabada from getting hootie if he gets out of this now is not bowl him another over. He still has another over to go. If he goes 50, bro, in 3 overs, that may be the worst performance I've seen in this year in the World Cup. That's insane.
Yeah, and a World Cup that saw barely any runs.
Come on. Pump him.
So here's the question. Is there any chance that Australia can overtake England for net run rate? That was the 87, right? So there's no way Australia can be the number 1 seed, right? England's got it in the bag?
Oh, that's a good question.
They still have a chance of winning this match, 46 off 24. Wow. They said no. England won.
England's the one.
Thank you guys for checking us out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are watching the end of this match. We are going to see, can England chase this and go 5-0? Here you go, Gabe. This is for you, Dr. Jihan. Honest question, he says. Oh, I thought you were going to read it, you goofball.
Oh, Gabe, honest question. Difference between your Disneyland check into CFA to right now. I never lost hope. They only lost 1 game. So
yeah, and yes, because he lost his mind. He interrupted the family vacation on 1 game. Oh, I love it so much. Yes,
Jihan.
Yes,
Now,
the sky's falling.
Jihan, Nick's my best friend, and he can back me up here. They laugh at me. They laugh at me because every year, no matter what happens with the Yankees, if they don't win, and there's another 6. Oh no, that was a
replay.
I was gonna say, wow, they're gonna win this every year. If the Yankees don't win a championship, I'm calling for the head coach to get fired. Okay, Jihan. When I'm passionate, if I root for a team, I root for them. So I don't care if they lose 1 game or if they lose 50. I don't care unless you win the championship. And
that should be caught.
That's going to be caught.
Pretorius gives me a wicket. Yes, he's on my squad. And Rabada gets a catch. Finally does something. Gabe, remember, you can stop rooting for England now. They did their job. You just love rooting yourself for some England. You love England already. You've already turned to the dark side.
That's why I'm not even paying attention to the score right now. I'm talking to my man Jihan.
No, but you were just celebrating. Yes, he's on the dark side.
But with that being said, Nick, here's the biggest thing. The reality is, and Nick could back me up. How many times did I call for Yankee coaches to get fired, no matter how many games they win or go to the playoffs or whatever? I don't care. If it goes
do
wrong,
that by the 4th inning of the first game of the season, you'll do that no matter what.
Yes, yeah. So I'm super emotional.
How is that an argument to help you? Okay, all right.
So yes. I'm super emotional, Jihan. So that never means I lost faith. That just means that's who I am, and I hold my teams to a high standard. So when they lose, whether it be 1 game or 50 like the Knicks, I lose my mind on them because I expect them to win every time out. I want a hard performance every time out.
Well,
I hold you to the highest standards. I agree. But if you don't, bro, I've always believed if you don't believe you can win every single game when you step on the field, then don't step on the field. If you don't think you're going to win every fight in a boxing match, don't step in the ring. All right. You can't walk in with a defeatist attitude. Oh, I'm facing XYZ. I'm facing the Yankees. I'm facing England. I'm facing India. I'm facing and I'm talking about the best teams in the world. That's why I mentioned them. The Lakers. I'm facing Man U. I don't care who I'm facing. You get in there, you got to be ready to win. And if you don't believe that in your heart, stop rooting. Stop rooting.
You just answered my question for me. As a former boxer, boxers can go a whole career being undefeated or lose maybe only 1 match. They can go their entire career. No other sport does that happen. Everyone's going to lose at some point. I will give Jihan some credit, though, because I'm a pretty emotional fan as well. Maybe not as much as Gabe, but I'm a pretty emotional fan. I lost hope with India after the first loss they had. Jihan does hold the faith. he does stick to that whitewash or the 4-1 or the 3-2. And he had mentioned in a comment when I was trashing Australia before they won their 4th match, he was like, I still think they have a chance, and I think they have a chance to go deep. So I will give Jihan that credit. He does not lose faith even when things look glum, because I'm not that way at all. But you can't expect a team to win every single match, nor can you say that if they lose a match, it's because they were afraid of that team. Come on.
Oh, I want to get to 2 comments right here. You're going to have to explain this, Han. Which Pakistani player will become Lance Klusner in the SF? I don't know. That semifinal to help Australia to the final. I don't understand. Elaborate. And then here, Mayweather kind of lost to Logan Paul. Mayweather lost to Logan Paul when he even agreed to that fight because that was disgusting. Why would you even do that? He should have never even fought the UFC guy. Those guys have no business being in the ring with the likes of a Mayweather. Mayweather literally carried that fight. There's a shot, and people don't believe it, where Mayweather chin checks him, and you see Paul's body go numb real quick, right? And he holds him, and then after that, Mayweather did not throw another serious shot in that fight because he's thinking, oh, let me just back up because if I drop this young boy, I'm not going to get more views, and that's all they cared about. Mayweather has been, even though he's the best fighter of all time, he's all about the money, and you disrespected the sport by even stepping in the ring with those guys, okay? He's one of the greatest fighters of all time. And I hate saying it
right there. They made
because I know him personally. And I've seen this guy in the gym. Bro, people are like, oh, he's going to lose to, who was it? I forget that they say he was going to lose to. McGregor. He spars with full-blown welterweights. He used to spar with light heavyweights. There was a guy named Kofi Shantua who was a full-blown middleweight, almost, I think he was like a super middleweight or something like that. And Mayweather would give him work in the gym. Listen, like, you guys don't understand how great this guy is. Look at his report card, who he's beaten. Yeah. To disrespect the sport and fight these clowns, you tarnish your legacy, bro. And I got no respect because of that.
And it's greed. It's greed because the crazy thing is this. He made with that match against, wasn't Pacquiao, against Conor McGregor, and then before that Pacquiao, or whatever, I can't remember. He had 2 matches in a row where he made like north of $300 million each match. You make $600 million, you're good. You're good. But, you know, after a few years or a year or two, whatever it was, and not seeing the $300 million come in again, he got itchy. Greed, my friend.
It is. And here's the thing. The guy is, like, if you look at his report card, Nick, and I've had arguments with people that don't understand boxing the way I do. Listen, he called himself the greatest and people hate his guts. Outside of a few, and we're talking about some of the greatest fighters of all time, Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard. Name a guy that's got more big wins than Mayweather against other big championship fighters, from Sugar Shane Mosley to Oscar De La Hoya to Pacquiao.
I got one easy.
Go.
You ready?
Yeah.
Rocky Balboa.
Oh my gosh, this guy. You're the worst.
Ivan Drago, that guy was a monster.
He wasn't. Get away from him.
The undefeated Apollo Creed. Come on.
Oh man.
Tommy the Machine Gun in the streets.
I'm curious right now if there's any Pakistan fans in the chat. How worried are they about Australia? Because here's the thing. Bowling has dominated. Lennox Lewis is another good one, but Lennox Lewis does not have, look at the people who he's beat as far as champions are concerned, right? He's not beat more champions than Mayweather. Guys, Mayweather, I want to say he's held 18 belts. 18 belts? Are you kidding me?
I don't think they had that many belts when Lennox was in his heyday, right? Lennox Lewis, the thing that was impressive with him, not always, there was a time where it was a heavyweight championship, that's it. Lennox Lewis, in his heyday with those big Tyson or whatever it was, he like beat him bad. Like that was the thing that was impressive about him, is it wasn't a close match. He beat him bad.
But I knew that was going to happen. All right, people didn't understand. Lennox had already beat Tyson as an amateur. He beat him in the Olympics, bro. Lennox Lewis was a true boxer. He knew how to box. And instead of trying to go, rough and tumble with Tyson, what he did was use that long jab, use his height, and not let Tyson get in there. And then eventually he knows Tyson doesn't go more than 4 or 5 rounds. Once he loses the legs, then you drop the lumber on him. Lennox was a great boxer, absolutely a legend, probably one of the best European boxers of all time, but he still doesn't have the amount of wins as far as other championships, as far as other champions and the kind of report card that Mayweather does. Bro, Mayweather has fought so many champions, it's disgusting. And he's moved up, I think 3 or 4 4 weight classes, if I'm not mistaken, because he went all the way from lightweight. Was it lightweight? He went from lightweight and ended up, I think he fought 1 or 2 fights even at middleweight. It's insane. At least at a catch weight for sure.
OTD, I disagree with you absolutely. I'm a huge Rocky fan. First of all, there's only one time that I can think of they ever showed Rocky's record, and that was in the computer fight in the movie Rocky Balboa, where they had him going against the guy of the day, Mason the Lion Dixon. He lost some matches, we assume, when he was a club fighter, but they don't ever mention his record. But his record was never more losses. And I'm not just going by the movies and what he won. I'm talking about the character overall. He didn't have a losing record. We got a super chat here from Dr. Jihan. As good as Australia have been in the past, their greatest quality is they never give up. Just remember Steve Waugh and the 1999 World Cup side. And I remember Ozjog talking about that World Cup in 1999. I saw your comment earlier, but I don't remember too much about it to speak on it. But I want to say he said that it was either Pakistan or India or someone that was coming in as the heavy favorites, and no one was expecting Australia, and then Australia just won the championship. And that's what Australia does, obviously. But I don't know too much about it, but appreciate the super chat.
Yeah, very nice there. Man, dude, would it be crazy? England's got 2 overs, and you want to continue on a good route, right? Thank you for the super chat, Jihan. Would it be crazy, Nick, if they can put up, what is it? They need 25 runs in 2 overs to beat South Africa. I mean, you want to end up on a run, on a win. So 25 runs, 12 balls. Would it be crazy if Australia actually wins this thing after losing Jason Roy to injury and the early wicket of Butler, and then the early wicket of Johnny Bairstow? I mean, that would be crazy to me.
How dare you just call England Australia? You just lost us more subscribers, and you lost my respect completely.
Bro, I'm too
I think it would be crazy. You should be. I don't know if England's going to be able to do it. What do they need? 25 runs? I mean, they can. Right. I don't think they're going to. But I just want to get the last thing about the Rocky Balboa. I know it's silly, guys, but I'm really passionate about Rocky Balboa. I even Googled it right now. His record's garbage. It's absolutely garbage, but it's not a losing record. 57 wins, 23 losses. 23 losses.
Cow. Holy cow. And is that going to get
a wicket?
That's
a wicket right there. That's a wicket. I don't know why I'm clapping. That's England. I'm rooting for England now because it's Australia can't go in. Stick in South Africa.
That's hilarious. So there's another wicket down. So let's see what happens. I mean, they did their job. Embarrassing calling the Aussies England. It's embarrassing for English, not the Aussies. Let's go.
It's embarrassing that I root against England right now for a second. I didn't need to. But I was thinking about Pretorius and that fantasy wicket. But man, that he just missed that by what? 10 meters? 10 meters?
Like something like that, yeah.
It's ridiculous. I googled Osbert Laird's record over 99 with 99 KOs. What does that mean?
You're out of control.
What was your record? Do you know your record? I mean, I'm sure you do. What was your record as a fighter?
Because I only fought amateur. I was 25 and 5 actually.
Wow.
And then I had some off card ones where don't even they're more like exhibitions and stuff like that, sparring matches or whatnot. But what's funny? I remember my first win, and I remember my most devastating loss, Jesse Brinkley, and he cost me these 2 bad boys right there. And bro, I was like, I had never been hit that hard. Irish boy, bro. And he actually made it to the show The Contender with Oscar De La Hoya. He turned pro after that, and he ended up having a few pro fights or whatever. We're still good friends, but it's funny because I was rocking his snack box because he was slow. Same thing in Contender, by the way. And it's funny because on the show The Contender, by that time I was living here in Vegas, and they were letting us bet on it, and I would bet on them, and people are like, "Are you kidding? Are you crazy?" Jesse Brinkley, he's slow, like he always starts the same way, but he lulls you to sleep, right? Because he didn't have any speed. But bro, this guy hit like a horse, and my coordinator, Richie Sandoval, he was my coach over at Top Rank. He's like, "Bro, 3 rounds, amateur rounds, 3 rounds. You got the first 2 rounds in the back. Stay away from them. Stay away from them. Just pepper them. But you get. You
didn't take Duke's advice. Stay away from him. You didn't take the advice.
Nobody does.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Fighters don't think that way. And you'll have your corner and your people telling you, but fighters don't think that way. I don't care what you say. Let me tell you something. We don't listen to 99.9% of what nobody says. You ever seen that clip with Ali in the movie Ali when he's in the corner? And in the movie Ali, when Muhammad Ali, right, he's in there against George Foreman, and they're yelling at him, "Ali, you got to stay away from this and that." He's just thinking there, and he's looking at the ring card girl walking, and he's talking to himself, thinking, "You don't hear nothing, all right? I don't know. You're not in here taking a beating. Shut your mouth." I'm just sitting there, all right, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna drop this fool. So I'm in there, like 30 seconds left, right, bro? Blah, blah. And I try to go for the knockout. I throw an overhand right and miss. Nick, lights out. I get up and I'm like, and they're like, "Bro, just stay up. You good? You got 30 seconds." I'm something's wrong. I can't breathe. Something's wrong. I'm choking. Get me to the corner. They throw in the towel. 30 seconds. Everybody's freaking out at me. They're pissed off. Something's wrong. They pulled out my mouthpiece. Do you know what a full tooth looks like? And
Wokesy, baby!
Wokes,
you don't want any part of Chris Wokes. You don't want any part of Chris Wokes. What I say? Don't let him get in this match.
Oh, Wokes, first ball with a 6. Wokes
best all-rounder in the league.
I'm not trying to lose this one. Anyway, Nick, so I'm panicking because I had never been hit that hard. I black for a minute. They get up. You know what a full tooth looks like? When you pull it out when you knock it out from the root? He hit me so hard. He knocked out my front 2 teeth. One of them was in half. The other one, the whole thing came out from the root. When they pulled out my mouthpiece, it was stuck in the mouthpiece, bro. Then they're like, "Oh no, what? Emergency surgery, get him out so that they could fix it." They couldn't save the 1 tooth or whatever. That was like, bro, most devastating loss right there. And it is what it is. But I think
hit from below or a hit from the top to be able to do that with your tooth to get your tooth knocked out, or is that just a straight hit?
No. It was a uppercut because I missed. So when that's why a lot of times, if you're a fighter like Mayweather was so defensive because if you try to take a big shot and you miss, now your momentum is moving into them as their momentum is moving to you. So when I missed with the overhand right, he slipped and just boom, hit me with the baby uppercut. And this kid hit me so hard, bro. Like I said, I was out. I think my mom or my dad may have the tape. I'll have to show it to you sometime. The private collection. Old grainy stuff, bro. But I've never been hit that hard in my life. I've been in a car accident, bro. And I still didn't get hit that hard. Ooh, those Irish boys.
Don't rotate the strike right. No, don't get just a 1. Get a 2. We need you off strike. You are garbage. Get over there. Yes, he's good.
Ooh. I'm recording, but what up?
Chris Wokes, baby. We got to get him on strike. We need, 14 runs on 6? Chris Wokes can do that. He can do that.
Here's a question. Nick, Dune review. Guys, we're still trying to get another review in for a movie.
I just watched it last night, and I'm still trying to collect my thoughts. I just watched it last night with my son. Man, I don't know if we'll record a review, because we got a review for an Indian film that we watched, Starter Autumn, that we want to get recorded and posted tonight. But I watched Dune. I did not read the books. I tried. I didn't really try too hard. I had the first book. But that first movie was gorgeous. That first movie had amazing cinematography, amazing music, amazing acting. It reminds me a lot of Dunkirk, where everything technical about the film was fantastic. Yeah. But it's part 1 of part 2. It's very slow, and I'm not sure if it had to be as slow as it was to get the story out there. But it was still very, very interesting and a beautiful thing to watch. But I'm just not exactly sure how I feel about it. No, don't get out. Oh, I hate you so much. Did
he catch that?
He caught it.
Holy cow. What a catch!
I
I mean,
didn't
he
think it was
destroyed
enough off
that
the
ball.
bat. That was
I
like
thought it
2
was gone.
meters off. I didn't think it was enough off the bat. Dang it!
Wow, Rabada strikes. Han, to answer your question, I started at junior welterweight and went up to welterweight. So 140 and then 147. Many moons ago when I was a light boy. How likely is Afghanistan to beat New Zealand? That's a good question. Here's the thing. New Zealand took a big hit in this tournament when they lost Loki Ferguson, right? And they still got good bowling, but without Loki Ferguson, taking those wickets up front have been a lot harder. They've yet to bowl anybody completely out, have they? Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. I know they've struggled getting all the wickets. So we'll see. Man, I thought that was gone, Nick. I thought he did it there.
I didn't
I
think so
haven't
off the
even.
bat. I thought it was short. Yeah, he's good. He's
I
more than
haven't
good.
even. I haven't even watched Dune yet. So I was just asking because somebody asked in the chat. But yeah, I haven't been able to get to Dune either.
Someone asked this earlier, Flick. I enjoy cricket. All right. I enjoy cricket. England's one of my favorite teams, so I love watching them play. I'm not loving the tournament, but I'm not hating it either. I'm not disliking it. It's just, I have more fun with the IPL so far. I had more fun with the BBL in some circumstances in the 100, but I'm excited for the semis. I'm excited for the knockout stage, and I'm excited for any cricket. I love watching cricket. It's one of my favorite sports easily. Nick, how does Dune compare? I never watched the original one. And I wanted to. When I was younger, much younger, I bought Mad Max looking at the cover, and I thought that was Dune. That's how dumb I was. But the third one. But I haven't seen it yet. And I was going to watch it, but I was like, no, I want to watch it the first time in its proper form, and then I'll watch the remakes or the earlier ones. That is another wicket. Oh, my gosh. Rabada. Thank goodness I put on my fantasy squad.
Wow, Rabada, 2 wickets. My man said,
my first hat trick?
He said, Nick, he said, who? Me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that shows a lot, by the way, for South Africa, because they could roll over and say, we're not in no matter what. But they're still playing. And that's what I'm saying. Athletes is just, first of all, athletes are selfish by nature because their stats pay them. So nobody's laying down. Okay. And man, yeah, back to back and belly to belly wickets. So for me, that's why athletes will never throw a game, because this is how they get paid.
Dexter, this is a great question. I've seen both Blade Runners. I love the kind of movies that Denis Villeneuve makes, who made Blade Runner 2049. He made the new Dune. He made Arrival, all this kind of stuff. I love the movies he makes, and I think it's Deakins or whatever his name is, the cinematographer, does a great job. But I feel like his last 2 films, Blade Runner and Dune, it's more style. I want to see if he gets a hat trick. I'm not going to chat at all. It's more style. It's more execution of excellence than it is story. And I'm a huge story guy.
And
I got it! I got the hat trick! I got my first hat trick!
Rabada with the hat trick. Rabada with the hat trick. Wow.
I got it, baby! Woo! It's off the schneid. The monkey's off my back. Gabe's seen like 25 of them, but this is my first one I've seen live. Rabada, my fantasy squad. Tell me you get extra points for the hat trick. Put it in the chat.
I don't know.
First hat trick, HT. We're going 6 for 6, baby.
Wow.
Sorry,
and you know what, Nick?
I'm excited for that hat trick.
He might get you a 4-wicket haul, bro, because honestly, it's Mark Wood coming up, bro. He's got a bowler coming up now.
He would lose that wicket. Oh, my gosh.
Because Jordan could rake, and people are going to say, oh, well, listen, he got 2 real batsmen, all right? And Wokes was on fire, all right? Jordan could rake. And yeah, England's done. Wow. England's done for sure.
I love it. Hat trick virginity. Hat trick virginity. But let me get back to your comment real quick about Blade Runner. I don't know which one I like, because I'm one of the few that considers the first Blade Runner to be very, very good, but very boring. It's very slow. It's not my favorite type of sci-fi, even though it is true sci-fi. No 4 for 4. Just a single on that one. But I still love the story of Blade Runner 2049, so I think I would give that one the edge, to tell you the truth.
And you know who saved this game? Who made that catch on the boundary and robbed Wokes? Was that Norkia? A bowler. Yeah. Think about it, Nick. Why even jump? Why even try that hard? This game is over, right? And that just shows you the spirit of South Africa. And that shows you the spirits of the athletes, guys. Athletes want to compete at all costs. You don't ever go and lay down, okay? And sometimes that's to our detriment. Again, I had a fight won. All I had to do was dance. All I had to do was stay away from him, like my corner said. But that's not who we are as athletes. We want to go in and compete. So, I mean, I take my half off to South Africa, because South Africa could have, once 131 was off, they knew they were out the table. They could have easily said, all right, whatever. But no. And even England has tried. They didn't want to lose this match. They're trying to bat. You know what I'm saying?
South Africa wins. Congrats, South Africa fans. It's unfortunate for you guys, because you guys are 4-1 as well, right?
Yeah.
And they're not going to make it to the Final Four. You're going to have a 3-win team possibly go from the other stage. Australia, congrats, you're in. England, congrats, you're in. South Africa, you fought your hardest. I wouldn't say this was a choke job. It was a tall order to keep them under 131.
Right.
Real quick, Saraf says, what's your favorite time travel movie? For me, I'm still old school. Back to the Future. The original one is a film masterpiece. And I know Gabe's going to say Endgame, but Back to the Future is such a great film, such a perfect film. That's my my all-time time travel film.
Wow. Somebody just called me out, and this is why I love CFA Nation, right?
I am going to beat you.
Listen. Gabe, do you still think Pant was correct in not giving Rabada the last over versus CSK? And nope. Again, Rabada's been out of form, and I understand why Pant did it, but you just proved your point there, Varun. And this is why I still have a lot to learn when it comes to cricket, right? Rabada has been expensive. And guys, Rabada, I get it. He's a purple cap winner. You guys were mentioning that, but he hasn't been the same Rabada, for the last 6 months plus. Maybe it's too much cricket for him too. Maybe he needs a break. His arm may be tired. But he just showed how he went from getting hootied to saving this game for South Africa. And you're right. I can admit when I'm wrong, Varun. The guy went and showed how, I might have given up 44, but I just saved this game from getting hootied. I took a 3.
He got me 87 points in that over.
Exactly. So, no, you're right. Pant was wrong. He should have gone with Rabada. Even though he was expensive that game, you go with the guys with the experience, and this proves why he should have done it. I was wrong. I got to admit it. Thank you, Varun, for calling me out. And I don't mind when you guys bring stuff up like that, because, again, it's part of the learning process. I always have to explain to my students, guys, failure is a part of learning. So if you fail a quiz, you fail a test, that's okay. You've learned something. If you come to my class and get 100 on everything, then every single time, did you ever even learn anything? Did you need me at all? Did I teach you anything? Failure is a part of learning. So me getting things wrong also allows me to learn. And you go with your trusted guys. You go with your veterans, the guys that are in that role. And you're right. Pant should have gone with Rabada. And I think now Pant learned from that situation as well. And he's a young captain, right? This was, remember, Pant literally took over for Iyer. Was it earlier this year, Nick, when Iyer went down with the injury? Yeah, because Iyer went down right before the IPL. So Pant is not a long-term captain. He is now, but he just got into the captaincy, so he made a mistake. You guys are right.
Absolutely. CFA Nation, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the support. And we appreciate you joining us here for this exciting match. I'm sorry I was so late. I didn't know we were going today. Gabe told me, but I wasn't paying attention. What else is new? I don't always pay attention. But appreciate him holding down the fort. We're going to end this stream. We got lots of stuff to do on our Saturday, but we appreciate your time. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And let us know when this video posts what your thoughts are about this match. With that being said, till next time.
That's 6 runs.
Later, everybody.